morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Last Rouse Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we are bringing you the second game of the series between the Seibu Lions and the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. This game here is going to be a game number 2 in the set, and the Fighters took the opening game, knocking off the Lions in game 1. So we are going to give you the starting lineups. And first of all, that'll come from the Seibu Lions. Leading off and playing in right field is number 53, Ito. Batting second and playing third base is number 31, Shota Hiranuma. Hitting third and playing second base is number 5, Shuta Tonosaki. Batting in the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 30, David McKinnon. In the DH spot and batting fifth is Takumi Kuriyama. Hitting in the sixth spot, it is going to be the center fielder, number 10, Mark Payton. Batting eighth and in left field is number 46, Shohei Suzuki. Batting eighth and doing the catching is number 37, Senitsuge. Batting ninth and playing shortstop is number 0, Ryosuke Kadama. And they are going to be facing, it is Naoyuki Uwasawa, who takes to the hill with a 1-0 record. He has worked 10 innings so far this year. He's allowed 9 hits, 3 runs, all have been earned. He has walked 10 and struck out 7, and he's got an earned run average of 2.70. Well, that's the starting lineup for the Lions. Now the starting lineup for the home side. For the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters, leading off and playing in left field is number 7, Go Matsumoto. Batting second and in right field is number 61, Yuma Imagawa. And the 3 spot and playing third base is number 21, Kataro Kiyomiya. And the cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is number 5, Yuki Nomura. Batting fifth and playing first base tonight is number 66, Chusei Manami. Hitting in the 6th spot and playing shortstop is number 4, Daigo Kamikawa Kabata. Batting 7th and playing second base is number 43, Tetsuki Mizuno. Hitting 8th and doing the catching is number 10, Yushi Shimizu. And batting 9th in center field is number 50, Ryota Isobata. And the Heat, they are going to face the right-hander in Mitsunori Takahashi as he takes a 1-0 record to the mound. It's his 3rd start of the year. He's worked 16 innings. He's allowed 9 hits, 1 run. It has been earned. He's walked 2 and struck out a sparkling 18 to a 0.56 ERA. Well, that is your starting lineups, and we are ready to get this one underway as the Fighters starter Uwasawa has completed his warm-up tosses. We're ready to get this one going right now as Ito steps to the plate. Joseph Andrioni asks, over or under 5.5 runs for this game? I got to tell you, Joseph, the way we've been picking stuff here lately, whatever we tell you, you want to fade our picks. We have been cold as ice as there's a first pitch delivered. It's a fastball that misses outside Ito for ball 1. I think the count is 1-0. If I would have to say in this game, I would think in some ways it would probably always like to choose the under in games. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. But that is usually the rule of thumb in the NPB games is go with the under. Here's the 1-1 pitch as he kicks and delivers. And it is a breaking ball swung on and fouled straight back, and the count now goes to 1-2. This is the second time we've seen a game in Escon Field. Of course, it was the home opener for the stadium opener for the Fighters when they played the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. As the 1-2 pitch is on the way, and it is a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-2 to Ito. Ito hitting .292 on the season with those 2 homers and 3 RBIs, off to a very good start. Hitting in the leadoff spot so far for the most part for the Lions. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and is grounded foul over on the first base side. It keeps the count at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. We had a cracking crowd in here last night as we did that game between the Chibalote Marines and the Oryx Buffaloes. Of course, the 2 flamethrowers in Roki Sasaki and Yoshinobu Yamamoto going head-to-head as there is a breaking ball that is swung on. It's hooked foul down the left field line. It's going to reach the seats, and that's going to keep the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We've got Steve Rademacher in the house tonight. As he says, he's got the Lions in this one. Is that the Detroit Lions, Steve? And here comes the 2-2 pitch as the righty delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Ito goes in the books for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Shota Hiranuma. Well, for Hiranuma on the season, he's batting .200. He's got nothing across the slash line yet. Pitch looked like a breaking ball, that last one, but it was actually a split finger pitch that had the batter Ito fooled on. So here comes the first offering to Hiranuma, who bats from the left side. He takes a breaking ball that is over for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Hiranuma getting the start at third base tonight, 2 for 10 on the season. As the pitch is delivered, it is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes even at 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. We'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow night. It'll be the Buffaloes and the Marines, as it'll end up being the second game in that series. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-1. And the reason we're doing this game, and maybe not that game or that whole series, was because we wouldn't have been able to do the games that maybe started earlier tonight. And there were a couple of them that were supposed to go off at 9 o'clock Pacific or midnight if you're on the east coast of North America. There's a fastball swung on it as grounded foul past the first base coach's box. And the count now goes to 2-2 on Hiranuma. But this one here in particular worked with our schedule, and we were able to make it work. But as it turned out, there are some games that have been rained out across the NPB tonight. In fact, both of the other games in the Pacific League have been washed away. There's a fastball swung on it, is popped up into shallow left field. Moving back on it is Kamikawa Kabata, but the left fielder is going to come in and make the grab, and that is Go Matsumoto, who puts that one away for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 away, and that is going to bring up the second baseman, Shuta Tonosaki. Well, for Tonosaki on the season, he's hitting .297. He's got a couple of homers and 5 runs batted in. As we said, we're not used to the sight lines here, but it is an absolutely beautiful field. When they do pan and give you different angles of this Escon field in Hokkaido, I don't know if they have imploded the Sapporo Dome, but it should be up for demolition. That is for sure. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Tonosaki. Tonosaki batting from the right side. He's had himself a good start to the year, and there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now is even at 1s. He's also played some pretty sound second base for the Lions, as he hits here from the right side against the right-handed throwing Uwasawa. Uwasawa working from that stretch position with nobody on. He kicks and he fires. There's another breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-1 to Tonosaki. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Tonosaki waggles the bat, waiting here on the offering from the right-hander, who kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner. The count now goes even to 2-2. The other game that was postponed tonight in the Central League between the Bay Stars and the Tigers, that game was washed away as well, so only half a slate going to go tonight. There's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded over to short. Kamikawa Kabata fields it. He throws to first, and it's in time, as that is going to retire Tonosaki. It's going to go down as a ground out 6-3 for the third out of the inning, and that will do it here in the first for the Lions. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're through 1/2 inning. It is the Lions, nothing, and the Fighters coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the first inning when we return after this.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Appreciate you, Steve, and the support you give to our channel, and in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Be sure after the game to go check him out Let them know what you think. It is all the entertainment you need over at Steve's Place. And Steve is in the house tonight. He's listening to it with us here. We appreciate you being with us as well. As the right-hander Takahashi has completed his warm-up tosses, he's got his hair in a fresh ponytail tonight. Got it tied back and ready to go. He has had an outstanding start to the year, 1-0. Only one earned run in the 16 innings pitched. And he has 18 strikeouts in that time. So one would anticipate that the fighters are going to be in tough here tonight. And Go Matsumoto to lead it off. The reigning Pacific League batting champion is off to a slow start. He's hitting .227 with no homers and 1 RBI. He bats from the right side against the right-handed throwing Takahashi, who kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on it. It's chopped over the head of the pitcher. Fielded by the second baseman, Tonosaki, who throws off balance, and he's able to nip Matsumoto. It's going to go down as a ground out 4-3 to start the ball game. So 1 pitch and 1 away. And that is going to bring up the right fielder, Yuma Imagawa. Well, for Imagawa, he's hitting .364 on the early going. He's got no homers and 1 RBI. Imagawa batting in the 2 spot for the fighters this evening, as he gets ready to step in here against the right-handed throwing Takahashi. And the first pitch is a fastball that just misses outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. He bats from the right side, does Imagawa, facing the righty Takahashi here, who holds the ball up. He's got this rigged, a nice green glove. There's a fastball taken for a call strike. The count is 1-1. There's nothing green on either of these two teams except the glove of the starter Takahashi, who holds and delivers. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1. Takahashi is a big fella, very stocky in the lower half. You don't see that with a lot of the Japanese players. And here comes the 2-1 pitch, and there's a breaking ball that just misses outside, and the count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Imagawa. Imagawa waggles the bat here. He's right up on top of the plate, is he? And there's a breaking ball that he checks his swing on and taps it foul behind home plate, and the count runs now full to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it was. He couldn't hold up. I don't think if he would have held up, I think that pitch probably drops in for a strike. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Imagawa as the right-hander Takahashi holds set. Now he kicks and he fires. It's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and it's going to be ball 4. Imagawa is going to get himself a 1-out walk, and that is going to bring up Katara Kiyomiya. Well, for Kiyomiya on the season, he's batting .302. He's got a homer and 9 RBIs. He had himself a couple of knocks in last night's game. Also drove in a couple of runs as well. Here comes his first tour to the plate. As Kiyomiya strides in, he gets himself up on the dish, and we're ready to go again. A little bit slower pace to this one so far. Not quite like last night where we had strikeouts like crazy, and there's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. They are playing Kiyomiya to pull. The shortstop is almost over the bag at second base. You don't see a lot of shifting in Japanese baseball, not like in North America. The second baseman is nearly over the bag at second base, and there is a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side. The count goes even to 1-1. Certainly in the North American game over the last few years, there's always been shifting in baseball, but taking it to a whole other level, the way that they have positioned their players. So 1 ball and 1 strike as Takahashi works to the set, and he flips it over easily to first, diving back in time as the base runner, and that's going to keep the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. So the right-hander holds to the set and now delivers. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-1. Usually the role of the first batter who gets on base, it is their job to draw the best pickoff move of the pitcher over to first. You're always picking up information. You want to see what the other players are going to do. That's kind of where they're at here as the right-hander holds to the set position and now delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 3 balls and 1 strike. So 3-1 to Kiyomiya. Waiting on deck is the designated hitter, Yuki Nomura. Lions are looking to come even in the series as they dropped last night's decision to the Fighters. As the 3-1 is ready to come, and it's on its way, and there goes the runner down to second, but I think the throw is going to be all for naught, but the ball goes off the glove into center field, and on over to third goes the runner Imagawa. I think that was going to be ball 4. We're going to have to see here. If it was ball 4, it was a wasted throw to second base by Suge, and that gets off of the glove of the shortstop covering into center field, and that's going to put runners at the corners. That's exactly what it was. It was ball 4 to Kiyomiya. And so Imagawa was already at second, so I'm going to see how they're going to rule that. That might go as an error to somebody here, probably the catcher, if it did not hit the glove of the fielder. Has that allowed him to advance over to third base? Well, that brings Nomura to the plate. He's batting .267. He's got 3 homers and 10 RBIs. So a little bit of excitement here so far as the Fighters are threatening here in the bottom of the first inning. With 1 away, Imagawa the runner at third and Kiyomiya the runner at first. And the righty Takahashi delivers. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Yuki Nomura. Takahashi leans in. He hasn't quite got the command of his pitches yet. And here's the pitch. It is a split finger pitch. It's swung on and tap foul, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. He's got the rock star hair, as we said. It's in a ponytail pulled back. He's got a little bit of a two-tone color going on. One of the more interesting looks, of course, the pitcher Imai for the Lions also has a good old-fashioned flow going as well. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The appeal over to the third base umpire, but they say that Nomura didn't go. That's going to run the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1-2 to Nomura. As the right-hander Takahashi checks the runner at first. Now he gets the sign from his catcher and he works to the set position. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As we said, the runner at third is Imagawa. The runner at first is Kiyomiya. And Yuki Nomura here at the plate, waiting on the 2-2 offering. As he waggles the bat. And here's the pitch from Takahashi, and it's a breaking ball taken for a called third strike. Nomura stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by, and all he can do is walk back to the dugout as he is the first strikeout victim here for Takahashi, and that's going to leave it up to Chusei Manami. Well, for Manami, when we've seen him this year, he has run hot and cold. We've seen the Fighters play a couple of times, and he has had some just atrocious at-bats. On the flip side, there's been other times where it looks like he is as cool a customer as it comes with good swings and everything else. So kind of the hot cold. But overall on the season, he's hitting .344 with 2 homers and 8 RBIs. So maybe it's only when we watch him is that he hides a little bit as he bats from the right-hand side here against the righty Takahashi. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down and away. The count is 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes to Manami. Right-hander Takahashi ready to go back to work, and we've got a pause in the action as Manami is tapping the plate here, and the catcher has stepped out in front of the plate to give the call for the first and third defense. They are concerned that Kiyomiya can run or might run in this situation. So here comes the 1-0 pitch as the right-hander holds set, and now he kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. That runs the count to a ball and a strike to Manami. So 1 ball and 1 strike. This game here is not exactly the quickest of paces. As we said last night, it was so electric with those two right-handers on the mound with Sasaki and Yamamoto. This one here has already got a snail's pace to it. Here comes the 1-1. And there's a fastball that misses way upstairs, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Something else that we've noticed is the weekday games seem to go a little bit quicker, at least in our mind, than the weekday games or weekend games. Weekend games seem to go on for what seems like hours. As here comes the 2-1, and it is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded foul past the bag at first base. The count now goes to 2-2 on Minami. I don't know if anybody does any research into that or not. I know on the NPB website, they always list the length of time of a 9-inning game. You can always get that information. They tell you how long the game is. We always get a little bit of a kick out of that. So it sometimes never seems to be that way, although last night's game was very, very quick. So here comes the 2-2 pitch to Minami as he waits on the offering, and it's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to third. It is fielded neatly by Hiranuma. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Minami on a ground out 5-3 for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it here. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, but there was 2 runners left aboard. Check that. They did rule the error to the catcher, Suge. So 1 error in the inning and 2 left aboard. We are now through 1 complete. Your score is the Seibu Seibu Lions leading the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters 0. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. We appreciate our friend. God is great in the house here listening in all the way from Japan as he sends his regards to Steve Rademacher as well. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Thank you, Steve, and we appreciate your support of the channel. And our friend God is Great is in the house tonight, and who is in Japan. And so he says, I can teach you all about Japanese baseball. Well, when I'm in Japan in August, maybe we should arrange a meeting and you can enlighten me to your fullest, because I'm always interested in Japanese ball. There's a first pitch fastball delivered to David McKinnon, and it's swung on and fouled away on the right field line, and the count is quickly 0-1. Just as long as you're not in the Sapporo region, because I'm not going to get up to Hokkaido and to Tohoku this time around. I will be across the rest of the country for sure. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. Moving back onto the edge of the warning track is the right fielder, Imagawa, and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire McKinnon for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. And that is going to bring up the DH, Takumi Kuriyama. Well, for Kuriyama on the season, he's having off to a tough start. He's batting .063. He's got no homers and 1 RBI. Our friend God is Great says, cool anytime. I don't know where you're at in the country. If you are closer to Tokyo or to Osaka, if you're in the east or the west. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Kuriyama. Kuriyama rests the bat on the shoulder, and he's ready to go here as the offering is on the way from the right-hander Uesawa, and it is a fastball spun. It is lifted into shallow left field. Camping out underneath it is the left fielder Matsumoto, who puts it away for the second out of the inning. So 2 quick outs here. So they've got 2 outs on 3 pitches, and that's going to leave it up to the center fielder, Mark Payton. Get a chance to look at this field. It's a kind of a cool looking field there in Hokkaido. State-of-the-art, modern, domed, retractable dome stadium. Lots of lighting. I have to say, unlike the night when we saw the opening night game, it looked rather dark. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball. It's taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Certainly the day game and the light that is illuminating in through the glass, it's pretty cool. Our friend says he's in Yamagata, but travel all Japan, as I've also have a house in Yokohama and Kyoto. As there's a ball swung on and missed. The count is now 0-2 quickly to Payton. Well, I'll have to let you know as it gets a little bit closer. My itinerary the first week, I'll be about 8 days in Tokyo, but I will get to Yokohama and other places as there's a breaking ball that misses up and away. The second 10 days, I haven't quite decided where. Osaka based more likely, but I am going to get all around. We'll have the JR Rail Pass, and we'll be taking us in different spots. I've been to Kyoto. I've been in other spots before. Here comes the 1-2. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Payton is down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. That was a quick inning, and that is going to do it here for the Lions in their half of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. It's 6 in a row retired by Uwasawa. We're going to the bottom of the second inning. Your score is the Flyers no score and the Lions no score. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this little timeout. Welcome back, everybody. It's a 0-0 tie as we are moving ourselves to the bottom of the second inning. We'll be back in 30 seconds with all the action after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the last half of the second inning. It is going to be Daigo Kamikawa Kabata coming to the plate. He'll be followed by Tatsuki Mizuno and Yushi Shimizu, as it is the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the Fighters batting order. As the right-hander Takahashi ready to deliver, and it is a fastball that catches the inside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Kamikawa Kabata on the season hitting $167. He's got no homers and 2 RBIs. And the pitch is a split-figure pitch swung on. It is grounded over to second. Tonosaki fields it. He flips it over to first to McKinnon. And that is going to do it. A ground out 4-3 for out number 1 here in the first inning. That'll bring up the second baseman, Tatsuki Mizuno. Well, for Mizuno, on the young season, he's batting .500. He's got nothing on the slash line. Our friend Steve Rademacher says that was his favorite commercial. I thought you'll like that one, Steve. That was up your alley. As those young ladies were parading across the screen. So Mizuno steps in at the plate here, waiting on the first offering from the righty Takahashi, who delivers a fastball that misses inside. And the count is 1-0. And there is a fastball swung on and it's tapped slowly past the bag at first base. The first base coach trying to come up with it, but it went off his hands. It's going to run the count to 1-1 on Mizuno. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Steve Rademacher says, we need the living room in here. Where's the troublemaker? I don't know. I talked to him earlier on. There's a fastball taken for a called 3rd strike. And Mizuno stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched that go by for out number 2. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Yushi Shimizu. So Shimizu striding to the plate. He is 1 for 3 on the season. This is his second start of the year. God is great says he's also watching the Dragons game right now. The Dragons are playing the Giants. I think you got to keep the Maylocks handy when you're watching that one right now because it could turn your stomach upside down. The first pitch is a fastball delivered to Shimizu that's taken low for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Ball and no strikes. That game there between the Dragons and the Giants. Not necessarily a classic. It is a breaking ball that is a drop in for a called strike. The count is 1-1. I think it was Foster Griffin on the mound for the Giants tonight. I forget who it was going for the Dragons. There was a breaking ball swung on, grounded softly to short. Fielded neatly by the shortstop, Kadama, who throws to first. That is going to retire Shimizu on a ground out 6-3 for out number 3, and that will do it here in the second inning. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 2 complete. It is the Lions no score and the Fighters no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call here in just a couple minutes after this. We appreciate y'all for listening in. Here is another one of the Fighters.
Hello? Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in. Check them out. Leave a like, tell other people. But Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. We are cruising into the third inning now as the game has picked up a little bit of pace here. All the other scores around the NPB are locked up at zeros. In the top of the second, the Dragons and the Giants are 0-0. The Carp and the Swallows at the bottom of the second, also zeros. And this game here, moving to the top of the third, is also locked up at zeros. So Suzuki, Suge, and Kadama to bat here in the top of the third inning. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that is delivered, and it's taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Suzuki batting 200 on the early going. He's 5 for 25. No homers and a couple RBIs as he swings at a fastball and fouls that one away down the left field line. And the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Our friend Steve Rademacher says he supports the Carp first and the Lions second because the North American Lions can't get it done. Yeah, nor can the ones in British Columbia as the breaking ball misses outside and the count is now 1-2. God is great says he likes the Angels in North America only because Shohei Ohtani is there. There's a breaking ball swung on and tapped foul over on the first base side. And the count is 1-2. I know when you get off the plane at Narita Airport and you walk out and the first thing you see is a huge Shohei Ohtani sign. I want to say it's for Casio watches or something like that. I've got a picture of it. That's the way it goes. There's a breaking ball swung on and foul right at home plate. And that's going to keep the count at 1-2. John Cena Dodgers says, go Bay Stars. Well, unfortunately for John Cena, the Dodgers, the Bay Stars were rained out tonight. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as Suzuki waits here on the offering from the right-hander Uesawa, who delivers a split-finger pitch that swung on and fouled away right at home plate. It's going to keep the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one there came up and caught the catcher Shimizu on the bounce after the foul tip. He's all good. So here we go. Back to the live action as Suzuki shakes off his catcher a couple of times, and now he's got to step off the rubber and ready to go again. Here comes the 1-2. As he kicks and delivers, it's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 1-2 to Suzuki. Not a ton of speed in the lineup here tonight for the Lions. As a group so far, they've only stolen 5 bases, but Suzuki has 2 of the 5. So he can run a little bit if he gets the ball into play. As the right-hander holds to the set, and now he kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Shohei Suzuki. We will be back on the airwaves again tomorrow night for the Buffaloes and the Marines. As that breaking ball or that off-speed pitch misses way outside. The count is now 3-2. So 3-2 to Suzuki. And then we will update our schedule later in the week to determine exactly what we're going to be doing. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away down the left field line. The count remains at 2-2 to Shohei Suzuki. So it's starting to turn into a bit of a battle here, as we've got this as the 10th pitch of the at-bat coming up. And here comes the offering. It is on the way. It's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Oh, right at the knees. Suzuki stood there like the house by the side of the road, watched it go by for out number 1. That's going to bring up the catcher, Senisuge. Not sure what he was looking at there. That was absolutely a brilliant pitch, right at knee high. Catcher Suzuki didn't really even have to move the glove much. So Usawa pretty happy about that one. While Suge steps to the plate, he's hitting .238 with no homers and 4 RBIs. He swings at the first pitch. It's a fastball popped up. It's moving over towards the stands on the first base side. Racing over is Shimizu. He jumps, but he can't get it as it does go into the netting. It's going to run the count to 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Our friend God is Great says in Hokkaido they're building a new condominium and the price is astronomical, over $3 million for a studio. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. The count is now 0-2 to Suge. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard that they were making a development project where you could live in the area, kind of much like how some of the soccer stadiums in Europe were being developed. As here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on and it's tapped foul over on the first base side. I remember Arsenal in London, England, when Highbury was torn to the ground. The football pitch itself was kind of turned into a courtyard, and they made condominiums that sort of encircled the soccer pitch or the football pitch. And then they kept the original clock at the one end. It was kind of neat. There's the 0-2 pitch. And there's a breaking ball that misses down, and then the count runs to 1-2. But the whole idea, at least, of having the stadium, then you've got yourself a community that's going to be built beside it. The 15-minute city is in full effect. You got your stadium, you got your dwelling. Next thing you know, you have a market. There's a breaking ball that misses. And I'm not sure where that misses. And I don't think Uwasawa did either, as he sports a nice smile to the umpire. That last pitch there, it looked like it was a pretty good pitch, although I have to say the catcher probably did a better sell job for it. So 2-2 here to Suge. And the pitch is on the way. It's fastball swung on. It's popped up. It's on the infield here. It's playable. In comes Manami, and he almost overran it, but he makes the catch. And that is going to retire Suge for the second out of the inning. 2 away, and that is going to bring up the shortstop, Ryosuke Kadama. Well, for Kadama, batting .306 on the season, no homers and a couple RBIs. He has been very effective in the absence of Suzuki Genda. concerned if they were going to lose any offensive production. In fact, they may have gained it. The right-handed hitting shortstop waiting here on the offering, and it's a fastball that misses upstairs for ball one. The count is 1-0. Genda, of course, is the captain of the Lions these days. They missed their leader. He did play in the World Baseball Classic. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right center field. Moving over on it is the center fielder, and that is going to be hauled in for the third out of the inning. A nice play by Isabata, and that will do it here for the Lions as they go in order again. 9 up and 9 down in a row. And that is going to do it here for the Lions in their half of the third. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We are moving to the last half of the third inning. The score is the Lions nothing and the Fighters nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this. Again, some more music with the Fighter stuff in the background. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to come to bat for the Fighters here in their half of the third inning. That means it's going to be Ryota Isabata, then the top of the order, Go Matsumoto, Yuma Imagawa to follow. As it is going to be inning number 3 here for the right-hander Takahashi, who has pitched fairly well so far. He's got a couple of strikeouts in his 2 innings of work, as he is ready to face Isabata here to get things going in the inning. And the first pitch is a fastball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Isabata batting 125 on the early going. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now is 0-2. One of the things that I'm interested in seeing is the ground level luxury boxes down the left field line. I haven't seen them down the right field line because we haven't had the camera pan that way yet. And there's the fastball swung on. It is grounded foul. It is the Panasonic Club Lounge. And it's a nice field view of the game. I wonder what that view would look like in attendance. There's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is 1-2. Sometimes people want to be right at field level. Depending on who's pitching, I don't mind necessarily being close to home plate, but there's sometimes I'd rather be a little further up to see some more of the action. There's a fastball that swung on it. It's fouled off the foot of Isabata, and he hops around. That ball is going to sting, that's for sure. We get the replay of that. Fouled it right off the inside of his right leg, where he wears the shin guard. But I don't think it got the shin guard. I think it got the inside of the ankle, and that's going to smart. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it remains. As the right-hander holds to the set position, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a split finger pitch down. The home plate umpire says he went. It is blocked by Suge. He throws to first. It's going to go down as a strikeout, 2-3 to retire Isabata for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Go Matsumoto. Well, for Matsumoto, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded out to second his first time up. So that he was the Pacific League batting champion last year, and he has yet to get it going at full speed this year. The first offering is on the way. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded up the middle for a base hit. I guess if I talk a little bit begrudgingly about Matsumoto, he comes up with a knock, and that is his first base hit of the evening. The first hit for either team tonight goes to Matsumoto. Well, that's going to bring up Yuma Imagawa to the plate. He walked his first time up. He was stranded at third. He has a .364 batting average on the early going with no homers and 1 RBI. The runner Matsumoto establishes his lead over at first. Imagawa is waggling the bat, waiting here on the first offering from the right-hander who kicks and delivers. It is a split finger pitch. It misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Imagawa. Imagawa waiting here on the offering from the right-hander who holds set. And he throws over to first as Takahashi, and diving back in time as the runner Matsumoto. So 1 ball and no strikes as the right-hander Takahashi is ready to deliver, but instead he throws over to first base, and diving back in time as the base runner. It looked like he was going the other way. But he is safe as the runner Matsumoto. A couple scores from around the NPB. The Giants are leading the Dragons 2-0. That's in the top of the second inning, and the Carp are up 1-0 on the Swallows, and we're going to have a break here because they're going to go to the VAR. They're going to take a look because the Lions think they may have got Matsumoto picked off over at first base. So we're going to see what the umpires have to say. We're going to see what we have to say. One thing I was going to do this year, and I kind of forgot all about it, is the challenges. I was going to see if I agreed or disagree and what our percentage would be. Waiting to get a highlight here. I thought he looked like he was okay. McKinnon did a really good job of trying to sell it. So we're going to get the look at it here. He looked like he was kind of leaning a little bit the wrong way. The throw came over. Oh boy, they're going to have a case. The tag was a little bit on the high side. It was more into the rib cage of Matsumoto. As we look there, we get a different view of it. Oh boy, that throw might there. We might see an overturn here. I'm going to go and say that it was probably an overturn. We're going to get yet a different camera angle of it. And that's a better angle of it. And I think they're going to come up with the out sign when they come back here. Well, that's tough when you pick somebody off. Shinjo, the manager, is looking at it's a little bit extra long on this review. I don't know what other camera angles the umpires might get. We saw 3 different ones. 2 of them was kind of inconclusive, but that last one for me looked like they got him. Even McKinnon is giving his explanation to Matsumoto. He thinks he got it. As we continue to wait for the officials to come back with their verdict. While we wait for their verdict, we get yet another look at the replay. The replay there, it's almost like on his hip. And you can see how the player's uniform starts to move before his hand gets back to the bag. So we're waiting here on the umpires. It shouldn't take this long to make a decision if they've got that angle as video angle number 1. But yet we continue to wait. I guess they could sell some commercials next time if they were going to take this long. Maybe see what some of that stuff will be. The manager for the Lions is waiting here. The Lions do have a new manager this year. Fumiya Nishiguchi is running the ship for the Lions. As we continue to wait, unbelievable. So just to recap here, the first hit of the ball game was by Matsumoto, as they had a couple of base runners earlier, as Takahashi had walked 2 batters in the first inning. And we're still here. It looks like the umpires are on their way out. And as they sprint out, the first base umpire is going to point, and they're saying, no, he's safe. And they're charging the Lions with one of their used challenges. So the manager, Nishiguchi, not really happy as they burned themselves up a challenge. It's 1 ball and no strikes to Imagawa, as Matsumoto is off the hook for that one. And I would be 0 for 1 in my, not just my picks, but in my decision-making there on thinking that he was going to be out. So again, I don't know the extra angles that the umpires have that we don't get to see. We got Alexander Leggett in the house tonight. We welcome Alexander as we are officially underway here now that his attendance is with us. And here comes the 1 ball and no strike pitch to Imagawa. And he squares to bunt. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now, at least in our books, is 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. As we said, only 3 games tonight in the NPB, as 3 have been washed out. Our friend Shotgun Shell says, who did I pick in this one tonight? He says, I listened on my iPad and tried clicking on the community tag, but community posts aren't available on this device. Yeah, it's hard on the iPads. So it was a pitch that is delivered and fouled away into the feet of the hitter. So 2 balls and 1 strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Imagawa. Our pick in this one here, we have the Lions in this one. We took the Giants to beat the Dragons tonight, and we took the Swallows to knock off the Carp. Currently, we're 1-1. This game is tied. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is now 2-2 to Imagawa. Alexander Leggett says he's going to see the Nats tomorrow. They're starting to grow on him. I'll be heading down the I-5 on Wednesday to try to see the Mariners and the Brewers. I haven't seen the pitch-up matchup yet, as Josh Evans has stopped in, and we appreciate you for being here, Josh. Thank you for the kind words. 2 balls and 2 strikes it is to Imagawa, as the runner Matsumoto is at first with 1 gone. Right-hander holds to the set. Now he's ready to deliver. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. Racing back on it and making the grab on the warning track. A nice over-the-shoulder catch by Suzuki. Imagawa sent that one for a ride, just not far enough, as he is going to be gone for out number 2, and Matsumoto is going to have to go back to first base. So there's 2 gone here in the 3rd inning, and that's going to bring up the 3rd baseman, Kotaro Kiyomiya. We also have Josh S. in the house. He says the Mariners, Kalenic has arrived. It certainly looks like it. That 480-foot blast at Wrigley Field last week was unbelievable. Well, that brings up the 3rd baseman, Kiyomiya. He is 0 for 0 tonight as he walked his first time up. And Takahashi throws over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner, Matsumoto. So the batter here, Kiyomiya, waggling the bat, waiting on the offering from Takahashi, and now he asks for time and moonwalks out of the batter's box. They do have a shifted defense as the shortstop, Kadama, is almost over the bag at second base. As there's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Kiyomiya. Kiyomiya hitting .302 on the year with a homer and 9 runs batted in. As he stands in here waiting on the offering from the righty. As he kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on. It is popped up and is shallow left field. Backing up on it is the shortstop, and that is going to be taken in by Kadama, and he is going to retire Kiyomiya for the third out of the inning. Well, they had no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There were no errors, and there was one runner left aboard. We are now through 3 complete. Your score is the Lions nothing and the Fighters nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 4th when we return in this one after this from our friend Matt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 4th inning, and it is going to be the top of the order coming to bat for the Lions. That means it's going to be Ito, Hiranuma, and Tonosaki to face the right-hander Uwasawa, who has been perfect through his first 3 innings of work. He has 3 strikeouts to his name, and he's retired all 9 batters he's faced. As the first pitch is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined into left field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. There's your kiss of death for you, as Ito is aboard with a leadoff single here in the 4th inning, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Shota Hiranuma. Well, you have to wonder if this game here might be only a 1-run ball game. If Hiranuma is going to be dropping the bunt. He entered the ball game at 2 for 10. He's now 2 for 11 on the season. So he's hitting below the proverbial Mendoza line. And exactly that is what is going to happen. He's already squaring the bunt. And here comes the first pitch from the right-hander, Wasawa, and he throws over to first base instead, and that's diving back in time is Ito. Josh Evans says, yeah, the announcers jinx. Absolutely. We threw that one out there because this game needs a little bit of life. Not much action for either team. That's now each team has 1 hit, and so now we don't have to worry about a no-no. As there's a fastball that is bunted foul over on the third base side of home plate, and the count is 0-1. Got to do that somehow to get something going here, whatever we have to do. So no balls and 1 strike. As Uwasawa gets himself a new baseball, and he's ready to go back to work. As we said, already squaring the bunt is the batter Hiranuma. The third baseman is in on the grass and then some for the Fighters. As Kiyomiya just keeps creeping in and creeping in. They throw over to first, and Ito dives back safely, and it's still an 0-1 count to Hiranuma. So here comes the offering. It's on its way, and he squares the bunt, and it is down. I don't think that's fouled away. It looks like it was down in the dirt and blocked by the catcher, Shimizu. We'll see that one again on the replay. It was actually caught, and then it ended up squirting out of his glove away from him. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Hiranuma. Again, squaring the bunt is the left-handed hitting third baseman of the Lions. And here's the pitch. And it's down and it's fielded by Kiyomiya. And he is going to throw to first base, and that is going to be the only play. It's going to go down as a sacrifice, 5-4 on the putout. As Hiranuma is going to be erased for the first out. It's going to advance Ito to second base. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Shuda Tonosaki. Well, for Tonosaki, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to the shortstop his first time up. On the season, his average is dipped a little bit now down to 289 with those 2 homers and 5 RBIs. As he waits here on the offering from the right-hander Uwasawa. As he checks the runner Ito at second. Checks him again. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that is going to hit the batter in the head. I don't know what's going to happen here. Is this going to be an ejection or what? We've seen that a couple of times. They're going to call for the umpires to come in. They're going to talk about this one here. That would be pretty disappointing. I know a fastball to the head for sure. That's a breaking ball that the batter could have easily moved away from. Usually if a ball hits the batter in the head, it constitutes an automatic ejection. But I would think it would be very, very harsh in the sense of a breaking ball that's going to happen. So let's see what the umpires have decided. Shinjo looks in. Are they going to get a view on this one or not? The manager for the Lions is at the top of the dugout. David McKinnon has come over to have a word with the home plate umpire. I don't know if they're going to take a look at that on review or not. We saw a couple of hit batters this week that ended in automatic ejection. As you could see, he turns into it. He wears it right off either the back of the helmet or the shoulder. We're going to look at that one again. And the pitch looks like it got the back of the helmet. Regardless, Tonosaki is going to be aboard by a hit by pitch. It's going to put runners at first and second. And we're going to wait here on the ruling. As Uwasawa is still throwing here, but the other part is they've taken Tonosaki down the tunnel for concussion protocol. I want to get a look at him before they make a decision. If you were with us early in the week, the Buffalo's Yuma Tongu got hit in the head, and he had to get carted off the field. The pitcher for the Golden Eagles was automatically ejected. And then when we did the game a couple of nights later with the Marines, the very first pitch one of the pitchers threw for Chiba, they had hit the opposing player of the Lions and ended up putting that player, was actually Senasuge, the catcher. On the very first pitch, he was hit in the head, and then the pitcher was ejected. So that is what we are waiting for here, as David McKinnon will be coming to the plate with runners at first and second. It looks like they're going to keep the pitcher Uwasawa in the ballgame. Well, we're going to take a 30-second timeout while we wait for this. We'll be back in just a moment, everybody, if we have to cut it short, as we have an injury timeout on our hands. Welcome back, everybody. We still have a delay on our hands here, as it is Shuda Tonosaki who is taken out or underneath to be looked at for precautionary reasons. But here he comes running out of the dugout as he is making his way over to first base. So Tonosaki is going to be the runner at first, as we are about ready to resume the action. So Ito is the runner at second, Tanasaki the runner at first. There's one gone, and David McKinnon here batting. As he is 0 for 1 tonight. He has flown out to right field his only time up. His average has dipped to .213 on the year. The first-year NPB player had played with the Oakland Athletics last year. As the right-hander Uwasawa holds to the set position, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a split-finger fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. McKinnon had a home run in the early part of the season, and he has been dry since. Very interesting shape of the field they have there in Hokkaido. It's a pretty good crowd. I like the way the upper deck looks in right field. Very, very spacious. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats over on the first base side, and McKinnon's in the hole deep at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. As the right-handed hitting American waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Uwasawa. 51 pitches so far for the right-hander. He checks the runner at second. Checks him again. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded up the middle. And it's going to get past the glove of the shortstop, Kamikawa Kabata, coming around third and heading home. And the ball hits the pitcher's mound on the throw-in. And sliding in safely is going to be Ito. It's going to be an RBI single for McKinnon. And that is going to put the Lions out in front 1-0 here. As there is a large contingent of Lion fans who have traveled for this one. So an RBI single for McKinnon opens the scoring. And that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Takumi Kuriyama. Our friend Caleb Atkins jumps in here and he says, "Let's go Lions." Perfect timing. Maybe he was thinking Detroit Lions, being that he is a Tiger fan himself. Well, that puts runners at first and second, and that brings up Kuriyama to the plate. Kuriyama flew up to left field his first time up. He's off to a abysmal start this year as he takes a breaking ball for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Kuriyama entered tonight's affair hitting .063. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He has seen his average slip to .059, 1 for 17 to start the year. As the right-hander holds set. And now he kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is even at 1-1. Friend Caleb, it's going to be hard to watch that Tiger Ball Club this year. I thought the strength of their team was their bullpen in 2022. And of course, they trade Soto. They get rid of Jimenez. Andrew Chafin leaves as a free agent. There's a lot of question marks now in the back end of that bullpen that need to be answered. Here's the 1-1 pitch. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 2-1. And the part that bothers me in particular is the Tigers offered Chafin more money to stay, and he signed for less with the Diamondbacks. He probably said, if I'm going to have to lift my arm over my head in August with pain, I'd rather do it in a pennant race than it would be for you guys. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is here to Kuriyama. As he works set at the belt, he checks the runner at second. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to first. It is fielded by Manami. He steps on the bag, but he's not going to have a play anywhere else. It's going to go as a ground out to 3. So 2 gone here in the inning. As Tanasaki has advanced over to third, McKinnon is over at second, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Mark Payton. Our friend Caleb says Garrett Hill most definitely isn't the answer. I think he is probably going to have to get a hold of his Toledo landlord because he may be going back there soon the way he's been playing. Well, that brings Peyton to the plate. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his only time up. Bats here from the left side against the right-handed throwing Uwasawa. Peyton has now dropped below the Mendoza line at 195 on the year. The pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. If it stays fair, it's going to be trouble, and it is. One run is in. Rounding third and heading home is McKinnon, and that is going to be a 2-run double for Peyton. It's a good way to get off the schneid, and that is going to make the score 3-0 now for the Lions. All 3 of the runs have come here in the 4th inning, so they have got the lead, and they're starting to put some distance between them and the Fighters. Caleb says, yeah, you're telling me he's from Toledo. Saw the Hens play a number of years ago at the old fairground. Had to be one of the worst stadiums in AAA. Well, Shohei Suzuki steps to the plate. He's got Peyton at second with 2 gone and 3 runs across the board right now, as the Lions have kicked up their heels here in the 4th inning. As the right-hander Uwasawa steps off the backside of the rubber, he's ready to go again. One of the things with Uwasawa tonight, we mentioned at the outset he had 10 walks in 10 innings pitched. It hasn't been command an issue for him. He retired the first 9 Lion hitters in a row as a breaking ball drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. He has not walked a single batter here tonight, but he's been touched for 3 runs here in the 4th inning. As Uwasawa leans in and he gets his sign from his catcher, Shimizu. He works to the set position. Peyton is dancing around at second base. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to the shortstop. Fielded by Kamikawa Kabata. He juggles it a little bit, but throws to first. That is going to retire Suzuki on a ground out 6-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. But there was damage done and lots of it. 3 runs in the inning on 3 hits. There was no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. Your score is the Lions 3 and the Fighters no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this with all the action.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the 4th inning, and it's going to be the heart of the fighter batting order to come to bat. That means Nomura, Manami, and Kamikawa Kabata to come to bat here in the 4th. Our friend Caleb says he loves his Hens. I also think, if I'm not mistaken, the Mud Hens are getting closer to where they were used to play was in, I believe, Perrysburg, Ohio, which is pretty close. That was there where that fairgrounds was. I don't even know if it was actually Toledo. As the first pitch delivered here from Tonosaki is missing down for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Or from Takahashi, that is. There's a fastball swung on, and it is lifted foul down the right field line. The ball is going to drift into the seats, and the count is 1-1. Not a lot of real estate down the right and left field lines, or specifically the right field line when it gets into the corner. These stands are built right up to the line, almost about 3 feet from the foul line, maybe 5 feet. So there's not much action in foul territory there. It's either in the stands or it's not. So there's a fastball that misses outside. The count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike as the right-hander delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nomura. As the right-hander delivers, there's a fastball swung on it, is chopped softly over to short, fielded by Kadama. He throws to first. He's going to retire Nomura on a groundout 6-3 for the first out of the inning. He's going to bring up the first baseman, Chusei Manami. Scores from around the NPB. The Swallows have now taken the lead 2-1 in the top of the 4th inning over the Carp. And the Murray Giants are still holding that 2-0 lead in the bottom of the 3rd over the Dragons. And of course, this game is 3-0 for the Lions. And right now, if all the games ended as they are, we would be a perfect 3-0. Can't say that every day because we've been beaten up a little bit on our picks. There's a fastball swung on it. It is fouled straight back into the catcher, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Manami. Manami 0 for 1 tonight. Grounded out to third his last time up. He's 11 for 33 now on the year, batting .333. As the right-hander Takahashi holds set, and now he delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-1. We caught the Fighters and the Marines last week, and Manami had just a rough ball game. It struck out 3 times in the game. As there's a ground ball swung on, fastball swung on, it's grounded to short, fielded by Kadama. He throws to first, 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it all up to the shortstop Daigo Kamikawabata. Well, for Kamikawabata, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He's grounded to second base his first time up. I can tell you after this half inning, we're going to head over to the kettle and get another hot chocolate going. Yes, here's the first pitch. It is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. This game started off with a slow pace, but the tempo has picked up. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Kamikawabata. Only 3 strikeouts in this one here for Takahashi. He delivers. There's a fastball that misses inside. The count goes to 1-2. As we said, he entered the ball game with 18 strikeouts in 16 innings pitched. Just a little more than 1 per inning. And there's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung and tap foul. And the count now is 1-2 still to Kamikawabata. If you're around tomorrow night, on Saturday night at 10 o'clock Pacific or 1 a.m. Eastern, we'll do the Buffaloes and the Marines. As there is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Kamikawabata waits here, and there is a fastball swung on. It is grounded softly to second. It is fielded neatly by the second baseman, Tonosaki, who throws to first, and that's going to retire Kamikawabata on a groundout 4-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, the Fighters go quietly yet again. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Score after 4 complete. It is the Lions 3 and the Fighters nothing. Josh says, how does the weather look for that one? As far as I know, the weather for tomorrow looks fairly decent around Japan, but that could be subject to change, and it could alter if we're going to call that game or another one. But we'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here with us. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher, who was in the house earlier, and I think he's still around. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve. It is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat. Senasuge, Ryosuke Kadama, and the top of the order, Ito, face the right-hander Uesawa, who is still in the ball game. So Uesawa had that rough patch in the last inning. Our friend Alexander Leggett said he had nothing to say for a whole inning. That was all clean pitching and defense that half inning. This is true indeed. So Suge steps to the plate. He is officially 0 for 1. He popped out to the catcher his last time up. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Senasuge. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded back off the pitcher's glove. Fielded by the shortstop. They got to hurry, and a sliding head first is Suge. He's not going to be in time. It probably would have been better if Uesawa just let that ball get by him. Kamikawa Kabata had to change directions. He dove back or reached back and got the ball, and they threw to first base. It was a bang-bang play, but Suge was able to get there. We're going to see that that's going to go down as a base hit. Ended up changing directions, and Kamikawa really does a good job, but that is not going to make it in time. It's going to be a infield single. It's going to bring up the shortstop, Ryosuke Kadama. Well, for Kadama, he is 0 for 1. He has flown out to center field his first time up. As the right-hander ready to go, the Kadama already squaring to bunt as the Lions are looking to get another run here. Kadama's average has slipped to 297 as they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner, Suge. Suge is the kind of runner that you might have a shot at second base. So Kadama here, as we said, squaring to bunt already is now the catcher for the Fighters. Shimizu is going to go out and flash some signals to his defense. So they are looking for their bunt D here. Not sure about this game. It just seems to have, doesn't seem to have the greatest tempo and pace. Not enough stuff. So here comes the first offering, and the pitch is on the way, and he swings. Oh boy, and he hits the ball over to the third baseman. He fields it, and he picks it up and throws to first. Wow, that was not quite the slash I was thinking of. He absolutely turned on that pitch. The third baseman for the Fighters, Kiyomiya, probably saw his life flash in front of his eyes. He was racing in. He pulls back, and he took a full-on hack on that. And he takes it on the short hop. Looked over at second base, but he ends up throwing it over to first, and they're able to retire him. Got to file that one away. He threw on the brakes as soon as he pulled it back. Decent play to be able to knock it down, but boy, you got to be ready for that. When you get the ball right between the eyeballs, you're going to be in big trouble. So that's going to go down as a ground out, 5-3. Suge advances over to second, and that's going to bring up Ito. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down. And a nice job there by Shimizu to come out and to get it. That's going to be 1-0 to Ito. Our friend Alexander Leggett said it's not often that you see guys slide into first base in the MLB. Come to think of it, you almost never see it. I have to say, one of the reasons you would see that in particular, you do see it sometimes in the MLB, that's for sure. There's a pitch. It is a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 2 balls and no strikes. So 2 balls and no strikes. It is to Ito. Just thinking about guys sliding into first base. It's not the most efficient thing to do. There was a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. The count is now 2-1 to Ito. And I'll say this, when you think about guys sliding in, you always teach guys to run fast through the base. Sliding will only slow you down. The only time that you would want to maybe slide into first base is if you see a ball that's going to be thrown in the air or is up in the air, and you can avoid a tag, especially if the fielder is coming up the line at first base. You used to see sliding into first base maybe a little more often a few years ago. So there's a pitch that is swung on and missed. Count is now 2-2. But an active first base coach is going to yell at you, ball in the air, or he's going to communicate to you, and you're going to want to try to get down to avoid a potential tag play. So 2 balls and 2 strikes, but to your point, you don't see that as often. Not to mention that teams like the Boston Red Sox from Double-A down really discourage guys going head first into bases. They want everybody to go feet first. They used to have a rule. It was kind of the Jacoby Ellsbury rule. They used to kind of tokenly refer to it as a fastball misses down and the count is 3-2. As Ellsbury had slid headfirst into a base, I believe in spring training or in a regular season game, and had dislocated his shoulder and really was never ever the same player after that. And the Red Sox were adamant with their rookie, their A-ball, and their Double-A players not to go headfirst into bases. So when you're not doing that into second and third, then you're probably not going to have the tendency to want to do it into first. There's a fastball swung on his line back at the pitcher. Uesawa knocks it down. He fields it, and he races over to first, underhands it to Manami, and holding at second is Suge. He had to do it because if that ball was caught, he didn't want to get doubled off, so he froze and just stayed on the bag. So it's going to go down as a ground out in the books as 1-3 for the second out of the inning. As that is going to retire Ito, and that's going to bring it up, leave it all up to Shota Hiranuma. Well, Hiranuma is officially 0 for 1. He has a sacrifice bunt to his name. You had the Ellsbury rule. I think that was an internal piece by the Red Sox. I had one of my former players played in the organization with them and came back and said that Boston was adamant not having their guys go head first from Double-A down. Breaking ball that is taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So Alex says, why is sliding at first inefficient? Well, it's inefficient because you slow down. Think of this, if in a 100-meter dash race, why wouldn't the 100-meter dash runner slide going across the finish line? As there's a fastball swung on, this ball is lifted into left field. It's going to be caught by Matsumoto. A little bit of confusion there with the center fielder Isobata, but that is going to do it here as Hiranuma is retired for the third out of the inning. No runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors and 1 runner left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the 5th. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple of moments. We'll talk more about why you don't want to slide into first base. We'll be right back after this. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher.
Hello, kids. Steve coming back at you for a Big Bang Theory commercial timeout from Freddie. Good game calling there, Freddie. Always love listening to you. You never cease to amaze me. But let's see what we get from the cards really quick. We have Wallowitz. Hey, we have Sheldon Cooper. We have a foil card. Nice. Hey, look, it's Leonard. Another Sheldon Cooper. Hey, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoy the game. And Freddie, let's big bang this thing out of here.
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the bottom of the fifth inning, and Takahashi is coming back out for his fifth inning of work. 58 pitches through the first 4 innings as he is ready to go back at it here. So it'll be the bottom third of the batting order. That means Mizuno, Shimizu, and Isobata face the right-hander. As Takahashi gets the sign from his catcher Suge, and he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Only 1 hit allowed here by the Lions right-hander. As he kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 0-2. Pitch there is, we got the replay of that. Had a little bit of run. I thought it may have run off the plate there for Takahashi. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on it. It is grounded softly over to second. Fielded by Tanasaki. He fields it. He throws to first. That is going to be a ground out, 4-3 for out number 1. That's going to bring up the catcher, Yushi Shimizu. Well, for Shimizu, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He is grounded to the shortstop his only time up, as he is going to face Takahashi for the second time here. As we take a quick peek at the out-of-town scores, 3-0 now. The Giants lead the Dragons. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Shimizu. And in the other game in the Central League, the Carp have come back to tie the Swallows at 2. That is in the bottom of the 4th inning. As the fastball is delivered and swung on and missed by Shimizu, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. So no balls and 2 strikes, and the pitch on the way. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Shimizu goes down on strikes for out number 2, and that is going to be 4 in the books now for the right-hander Takahashi. It's going to leave it all up to Ryota Isobata. It's not a full house tonight in Hokkaido. I would say probably, if I'm guessing, it's probably going to be upwards around 85 to 90% capacity, though. Spots down in the corners where there are empty seats. And here's the first pitch. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Isobata. Right-hander holds to the set position. Takahashi delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded up the middle, fielded on the backhand by Tanasaki. He throws to first, and that is going to do it. That's going to end the Fighters' inning here quickly. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We are now through 5 complete innings. Your score is the Lions 3, the Fighters no score. Stick around, everybody. We're going to put this on loop a little bit and take a break. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate everybody for listening in and staying with us here tonight. I'll be right back after this.
All I wanna be
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to take a look at Major League Baseball's out-of-town scoreboard as all the games across the MLB are completed. As this game, as we like to call it, our Japanese halftime, as it's the extended break between the fifth and the sixth innings. The Detroit Tigers knocked off the San Francisco Giants today on a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 11th inning by Nick Maton. 7-10-1 for the Tigers, 5-11-0 for the Giants. It was Cisnero who got the win, and Duvall took the loss for the San Francisco Giants. The Philadelphia Phillies picked up their fifth win of the year against 9 defeats. They knocked off the Cincinnati Reds 8-3. Taijuan Walker got the win, and it was Overton taking the loss for the Reds. 8-13-1 for the Phillies, 3-6-0 for the Reds. Miami Marlins knocked off the Diamondbacks 5-1 today, 5-11-0 for the Marlins, 1-6-1 for the D-backs. Rogers gets the win for the Fish. It was Bumgarner taking the loss for the Diamondbacks. Guardians beat the Nationals 4-3 today in Washington. Stefan got the win in relief. It was Carl Edwards Jr. taking the loss, and Emmanuel Clase picked up his fourth save of the year. Other finals for around the MLB, the Minnesota Twins knocked off the Yankees 4-3, 4-7-0 for the Twinkies. Yankees 3-8-0. It was Pagan getting the win for the Twins. Holmes took the loss for the Yanks, and Duran got his fourth save for the Twins. The Toronto Blue Jays snapped the Tampa Bay winning streak at 13 games to start the year. Blue Jays won 6-3. Jose Barrios, the guy to do it, got the win. He's been not very good this year, but today he was on his game. Rasmussen takes the loss for the Rays, and Romano gets his fifth save for the Blue Jays. Red Sox knocked off the Angels 5-3 today. Winkowski got the win for the Red Sox. Herget took the loss. Jansen got the save, and we'll give you other final scores a little later on, as we are now going to go back to the live action in Hokkaido as the first pitch delivered to Shota Tonosaki is taken for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Tonosaki squares to bunt. Now he takes a breaking ball for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We're in the top of the sixth inning, 3-0 here for the Lions. As the right-hander now kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-1. Tonosaki in his last time up was hit in the head with the pitch, but it was a breaking ball, wasn't ejected. Was the pitcher Uwasawa, and he's officially 0-for-1 tonight as he grounded out in the first inning. There's a breaking ball that misses down. They appeal over to the first base umpire, but they say Tonosaki didn't go. That runs the count now to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. As the hander Uwasawa ready to go again as he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that knocks Tonosaki down, but it's going to be ball 4 as he's going to get himself a base on balls. That was a little too close for comfort again. That time it was a fastball, but he's going to get awarded first base. That's going to bring up David McKinnon to the plate. Well, McKinnon, he is 1-for-2 tonight. He had a single and drove in a run his last time up. He also came around to score a run, and he has also flown out to right field. McKinnon was able to hit a ground ball up the middle, and that brought home the runner from second base. Ultimately scored Ito with that first run of the ball game. He's pulled his average up to 229, has the right-handed hitting American. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It has popped up in the infield. Manami struggling with it. Now he camps himself underneath it, and he makes the catch. That is going to retire McKinnon. That's going to go down as the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Takumi Kuriyama. Well, Kuriyama is off to a rugged start this year. He's 0-for-2 in this one. Only 1 hit on the season for the left-handed hitting designated hitter. You are paid to hit, and you are a DH, you got to hit. And here comes the first offering here from the right-hander Sauer, who delivers a fastball that misses upstairs for ball one, and the count is 1-0. Kuriyama to be followed by Mark Payton here. As Kuriyama waggles the bat. Waiting here on the offering from the right-hander, who holds set at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung through and missed, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander leans in, he gets his sign, and now he works to the set position. And here comes the 1-1 offering as Sauer checks the runner over at first. And now he delivers. It is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. The count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Kuriyama. As the right-hander again, Sauer ready to deliver. As he holds set at the belt. And now he fires over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Tonosaki. This might be one of those opportunities where they may send the runner here. It could be a strike him out, throw him out. Either way, they try to get him into a scoring position. They're concerned about him here. They'll keep their eye on him. And here comes the offering from the right-hander. And again, they throw over to first. But this one gets away from the first baseman, Manami, and it goes down the right field line. It is going to be fielded by the second baseman, and that's going to be an error on the pitcher, as Tonosaki is going to get himself into scoring position. So he is now at second base with the 1 away, and that is still Kuriyama at the plate with a 1-2 count. He fired it over, and he fired it into the runner, did the pitcher Osawa, and that next thing you know, it got away from him. So that's an error. It's the first one here for the Fighters tonight. So the runner at second establishes his lead. As the righty leans in and he gets the sign from his catcher and he works to the set position. And here comes the 1-2 offering. And he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on, is grounded through the 6-hole into left field. Rounding third and holding at third is going to be Tonosaki. It's going to be a base hit single for Kuriyama. That's going to get him off the schneid. Tonosaki stops at third, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Mark Payton. We saw a very similar situation a couple innings ago. Payton came to the plate, and he smoked a 2-run double down the left field line to put the Lions up by this 3-0 count. Well, he steps to the plate here with an opportunity to pad their lead. Payton 1 for 2 in this one here tonight. He entered the game at batting 200. But he has been able to raise his batting average to 214 with that hit back in the 4th inning. This is the time of the year when your batting average can jump up 10, 15, 20 points per at bat. So establishing his lead at third is Tonosaki. The runner, Kuriyama, check that, is over at first. And now the right-hander, Uesara, works to the position. And here comes the first pitch to Payton. It's a fastball that misses down for ball one, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Right-hander ready to go back to work again. As Payton digs in, he's waggling the bat. And here comes the offering from the right-hander, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Uesawa ready to go at it again. This game here is working at a snail's pace at times, and the snails are out right now. Here comes the offering. It's a fastball that misses. Ooh, it catches the outside corner. Late call from the home plate umpire. 2 balls and 1 strike to Peyton. Not sure about that one. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. The runner at third, Tanasaki. The runner at first, Kuriyama. 1 gone here in the 6th inning. Uesawa ready to go again as he holds the ball set. This is pitch number 84 of the ball game. As he delivers, it's a breaking ball swung on it as pop foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side, and that's going to run the count now to 2-2 on Peyton. I would think the 2 worst things for Peyton would be or the 3 worst things would be a double play ball, a strikeout, or a pop out. But if he can get the ball in play, that's going to allow them to do a little bit of damage here. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Peyton as he waits here on the offering from Uesawa. The catcher, Shimizu, had came out in front and flashed the signals for the first and third defense. They got to be concerned here as the runner Kuriyama could be on the go, as they'll try to stay out of the double play. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. As the pitch is on its way, it's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul behind home plate, and it keeps the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Peyton. One would have to think that we're getting into the deep water here for the pitcher Uesawa. How much life he's got left, not really sure. The Lions fans are on their feet. They're in the upper decks, cheering on the road team here from Seibu. And here comes the 2-2 offering. As the right-hander Uesawa holds set, and now he delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and that's going to run the count now to 3-2 on Peyton. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Keep your eye on the runner Kuriyama at first to see if he's going to be off and running on this one. Three balls, 2 strikes, and 1 away here in the 6th inning. It is Shohei Suzuki who is waiting his turn on deck. And we continue to wait. Here is the offering now to the left-handed hitting Mark Peyton. As the right-hander holds set, and he kicks and delivers. It is a split-finger pitch swung on and tap foul over on the first base side, and the count is 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Left-handed batting Peyton, waggling the bat, waiting here on the offering. I have to tell you a little bit of silence as I'm waiting here. This is just, you're watching this here, and the tempo and the pace is just sometimes at a crawl's pace. That's what we have here. Here comes the 3-2 pitch as the right-hander comes set. And now there's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul. It's going to keep the count at 3-2, and that's going to be the 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up now for Peyton. Almost feel like it's like a football game where you can be running commercials every single moment. You can run a 30-second commercial in between pitches here by Uesawa. So Peyton really wide at the plate. Has himself dug in, wanting to battle here against the right-hander. Who's going to win it? Uesawa holds set. As he waits and waits and waits, and now he delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and this ball is going to be lifted foul down the left field line. The count remains at 3-2 to Peyton. 9 pitches already in the bat. That's pitch number 10 will be on its way here shortly. So the right-hander ready to go again as he leans in and gets his sign. Waggling the bat is the left-handed hitting Mark Payton. And now Uwasawa steps off the mound, and we're going to do this all over again. And if anybody is ever using NyQuil here to get you to sleep, forget it. Just turn in the Fighters and Uwasawa. When he gets runners on base, he'll put you to sleep. And everybody as well with it. So 3-2 here as the right-hander works to the set position. I have to go and get my stopwatch because this has got to be the longest ever. Here's the pitch finally. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted down the right field line, but it's going to hook into the seats. Peyton sent it for a ride, but it is going to be just a long foul ball. This is going to be pitch number 11 of the at-bat coming up. I always talk about pitchers working at a tempo and a pace of about 15 seconds between pitches. And this one here has got to be absolutely ridiculous once he gets the ball. More so when he comes sent. And that's where we're at now as he holds in that sent position. He checks the runner. And now he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's a line drive. Back up the middle. Peyton wins the at-bat. It's going to be a base hit single. He's going to get his third RBI of the night. As coming in to score is going to be Tonosaki. And that is going to increase the lead to 4-0. And Peyton is going to advance Kuriyama over to second with that RBI single. Have yourself a night now, Mark Payton, and that is going to bring up Shohei Suzuki. And it's also going to bring the pitching coach out of the dugout. And there you go. Our friend Alexander Leggett says that the Fighters are better than NyQuil. That's absolutely correct. As that ball was ripped back right through the pitcher's head into center field. Sawa was not able to win that battle, but Peyton was. But they're going to leave him in the ball game here to see if he can finish off the inning. The big boss has got his mask on. He's got his sunglasses on. And now we've got a lefty up and throwing in the Fighters bullpen. Looks like it's one of their American arms. So 4-0, the Lions have the lead here now. And here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball that catches the inside corner, and it's taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Suzuki 0 for 2 on this one. He struck out looking and grounded to short. 2-2 in the bottom of the fifth with that Swallows and Carp game. Bottom of the fifth, it's the Giants with a 3-1 lead over the Dragons. So if we're saying that this game is dragging a little bit, what about those games? And here comes the 0-1 offering. It's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 1-1 on Suzuki. So 1 ball and 1 strike. The runner at first is Peyton. The runner at second is Kuriyama. Lions have added to their lead here as they have a 4-0 lead. And now time is called at home plate. As we said, we're looking at that out-of-town scoreboard. 3-1 for the Giants over the Dragons. Bottom of the fifth inning at the Vantolin Dome in Nagoya. So here comes the 1-1 offering as it's on its way. It's a breaking ball swung on and it's lifted foul down the left field line. Count is now 1-2 to Suzuki. The only other group of pitchers that drive you crazy are the Hanshin Tigers bullpen. If you're doing a game with the Tigers, they can roll guys out one after another who make the game look like it is in slow motion. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as the right-hander Uwasawa holds to the set. Here's the 1-2. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's down for a base hit. Charging is the right fielder, and he fires home, and holding at third is going to be Kuriyama. That's going to load the bases. Payton's going to stop at second, and Suzuki's got himself a single. It is now the bases loaded, and it's going to bring Sena Suge to the plate as the brain trust for the Fighters is talking in the dugout. So bases are full of Lions. Righty Uesawa out there to see what he can battle through. The look on the bench of the coach to the right of Shinjo says it all. It's almost a look of languish of disgust. Our friend Shotgun Shell says, run it up. Well, one swing of the bat here could do a lot of damage. Our friend Alexander Leggett says he needs to give up his ban on betting. This game was a gimme to the Lions. Sure looked like it. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Little surprised that last night they were able to do any damage. Our friend Shotgun Shell says, run it up. Yeah, that might be the case there too. Fighters got nothing to hit them with. Yeah, Fighters lineup they've got a bunch of pea shooters in the lineup. Surprised they ran up as many runs as they did last night. So here's the 1-0 offering. Again, Uesawa delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is now 2-0. Uesawa, as we said in the entering tonight, 10 innings pitched and 10 walks. And in this ball game here, he has hit a batter, and he finally walked a batter in this inning. But he really hasn't had a lack of control in this one. They've just started to hit him around in string hits together. In my books, I've got 7 hits right now for the Lions. And here comes the 2-0 offering. As the righty checks the runners and now delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside. It's 3-0 to Suge, and there's nowhere to put him. So nowhere to put the right-handed hitting catcher of the Lions. Bases are full of Lions. There's one gone here. 1 run on the board already as Tonosaki had scored a run. There is also an error in this inning as the pitcher Uesawa threw one into the right field corner as he tried to pick off the base runner, Tonosaki. And here comes the 3-0 pitch. Uesawa checks the runners and now delivers. It's a fastball that misses down. It's going to be ball 4. Suge is going to get himself a bases-loaded walk. He's going to drive in a run. It's going to advance Suzuki to second. Payton heads over to third. Scoring is now Kuriyama. A 5-0 ball game here in the 6th inning, and there doesn't seem to be a sign of relief at all as the manager Shinjo just continues to wait. My friend Alexander Leggett says, I was wondering if they were trying to walk him. Those pitches were wide. He's lost command of his pitches, that's for sure. He's at 99 pitches as well. I don't know what the rationale here is. One big swing here could really blow the game into oblivion. 5-0 lead here for the Lions as the righty delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Kadama. Kadama weighing here. He's average is slipped to 289 on the campaign with the 0 for 2 tonight. He's flown to center and he's grounded to third. As here comes the right-handed delivery. It's a fastball that just misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Really got to start thinking. I've got a stopwatch on my wrist here, so we're going to have to start clocking this pitcher. As soon as the ball gets back to him, I'm going to hit the start-stop button. Because that's usually what it is. As soon as the pitcher gets the ball, how long is he going to take? And here's the 2-0 pitch. That's a fastball that misses down. It squirts away from the catcher, and the runners are still going to hold. And the pitcher's going to get himself a new ball, and now the clock is on. As it's 3 balls and no strikes to Kadama. Nowhere to put him either. Alexander Leggett said a moment ago those pitches were wide. Now he's bouncing them up to the plate. And I can tell you right now, from the time that he got the ball to the time where we're at right now, I'll let you know when he releases the pitch how long it took in between pitches. This is a classic case for a pitch clock. I'm not a big fan of the pitch clock. So now Uesawa holds to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. And that was 41 seconds between pitches. And it's a fastball that comes in for a strike. A couple of seconds behind the reset on this one. But again, this is another situation where he really takes his time. He leans in and he gets set. Comes set at the belt. As he holds. Checks the runner at second and now delivers. That's a fastball that misses upstairs. That's a 22nd one this time. It's going to be ball 4 as Kadama is going to get himself a RBI walk. That's back-to-back walks. Suge advances to second. Suzuki goes to third. Peyton's going to score, and the scoreline is 6-0. And finally, Shinjo has seen enough as he gets up out of his chair to come to talk to the home plate umpire after the starter has thrown over 100 pitches. Our friend Eris385 says, I wonder if the NPB will be looking into the pitch and hitting clock one day. Well, after today, they might want to look at it at a quicker rate. That is the way it goes. Our friend Alexander Leggett says, it reminds me of when I'm playing OOTP baseball and the pitch strength of my pitcher is in the deep red, but I don't want to use up one of my relievers because I can't afford them. Yeah, that's true. All right, everybody, hang tight. We're going to take just a mini break here as there is going to be a pitching change. They've seen enough. We've seen enough. We'll be back in a moment.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really noticed what you want.
Welcome back, everybody. We have a pitching change as they have gone to the bullpen, have the fighters maybe a little bit on the late side. It is going to be a lefty coming into the ball game. It is going to be an American left-hander, as we are going to check that here for you in a second, as it looks like it is going to be Connor Menez, formerly of the Cubs-Giants organizations. He is going to be working his 7th game of the year. He's got no wins and 1 loss. He has worked 4 innings. He's allowed 6 hits, 4 walks. He has struck out 5, and he's got an ERA of 9. It's his 2nd year with the Fighters. So Menez is coming in relief, and he is going to be facing the top of the order in Ito. Ito tonight is 1 for 3. He's got a single in 3 trips. He's also scored a run. So Menez, the 2nd pitcher used here by the Fighters. As the lefty kicks and delivers, it's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. And what has just happened here? Is he called a balk or what? And that's exactly what it looks like has happened. Not sure where the balk was for Menez, but that's going to increase the score line to 7-0. So it's gone from bad to worse. This is the fighters that we expected to see more of this year. That's going to advance everybody up, as that is going to be here. I don't think it hit him, or did it hit him? Well, that's exactly what happened. It ended up hitting Ido. That's where the problem was. I thought it was maybe a balk or something, the way that they were pointing, but no, hit him in the back of the leg. He made it pretty much a zero attempt to get out of the way. And that's going to bring up the left-handed hitting Shota Hiranuma. He takes a breaking ball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So a hit batter by Ido. Everybody advances up a base. So the bases are still loaded and one away. This is the ninth hitter of the play of the inning, as Hiranuma waits on the offering here from Menez. There's a breaking ball swung on, his grounded foul over on the first baseline, and the count now is going to be no balls and 2 strikes to Hiranuma. Our friend Shotgun Shell is in the house, so we welcome him. Our friend, CV Baseball Card Collector, also in the house. He says the minor use of the pitch, but the majors twisted it. Worked fine in the minors. I don't know what the major leagues are doing. Here's the offering. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded up the middle. It is fielded by the second baseman, but they can't make a play. 1 run is in, as that is going to score Suge. Ido is going to stop at second base, and here comes another run. It's 8-0. Our friend Alexander Leggett says he wants to see a grand slam. We're going to have to see how they're going to score that one. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a base hit, as the second baseman, Mizuno, had to go hard to his right. That ball kicked off the mound. He tried to go to his backhand side to hit the back of his glove, and then they tried to flip it over to second base, but they couldn't do that either. Right now, the circus act is in full effect, as they got a 5 spot on the board here, and they're hunting for more. 8-0, the Lions have the lead. It's going to bring Shuta Tonosaki to the plate, and he takes a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Friend Alexander Leggett said, I saw the fighters were on point earlier, and they are no longer on point. This is for sure. Bases are full of Lions. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-handed hitting. Tonosaki waiting here on the offering from Menez. The pitch is delivered. It's a breaking ball. It catches the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-2. Tonosaki started the inning with a walk, and then he advanced over to second as the pitcher had thrown the ball into the right field corner. He later came around to score on an RBI single by Mark Payton. So here comes the offering from Menez, who holds at the belt and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. So the over-under in this one is 9.5. The Lions are knocking at the door as they have an 8-0 lead now. We'll update the ticker at the end of the half inning, but it's kind of like what they do in Little League games. When the score gets to a certain amount, they won't put the bigger scores up. There's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 1-2. Mr. Cap in the house, we welcome you. Appreciate you for being in here with us. As this game here has been blown wide open. I always cringe when I have the fighters on my schedule. I don't know if there's any fighter fans in here or not. The way they played the last couple of seasons, it is usually exciting for the other team. As the 1-2 is on the way, it's a fastball swung on his line back off the pitcher, Menes. He fields it. He throws to first. That's the only play they're going to get. They're going to get another run in, as that is going to score the runner from third. That's Kadama, who's going to come in with yet another run. Tonosaki's going to get himself an RBI on the ground out, 1-3. He gets himself an RBI. It's going to advance Ito over to third, and Hiranuma goes to second. The Fighters are not out of the inning yet, as they are now down 9-0. With David McKinnon coming to the plate. Well, this is a night that you'll really, if you're a hitter, you want to really pad your stats. This would be that opportunity to do so right here and now. 6 runs on the board here for the Lions in their half of the inning. Up 9-0 with McKinnon standing in here, waiting on the first offering from Menes. Now he steps back and has to wait. Alexander Leggett said at least they got an out. Yeah. As the lefty holds to the set position. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Menes here trying to work on his stuff. As we said, he entered the game with a 9.00 earned run average. Here's the offering from the lefty. It's a fastball swung on, and it's belted foul down the left field line. It's going to run the count now even to 1-1 on McKinnon. And here, waiting now on the offering from the lefty Menes. Holds set and now delivers. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-2. This inning here has seemed like it's gone on forever. As the Lions have jumped out to a 9-0 lead. They got 3 in the 4th and now 6 in the 6th. Is going to give them that 9-0 lead as the lefty holds to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is hit over to second, fielded by Mizuno. He throws to first. That is mercifully going to end the inning. It's going to go down as a ground out 4-3 by McKinnon for out number 3, and that will do it here. But the damage has been done, and there was lots of it. There were 6 runs in the inning on 4 hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 error and 2 runners left the board. Your score now is 9-0 as we are moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few. We're going to have to go get another hot chocolate, and maybe some more. Our friend Breathe Deep says, hoping the Swallows game stays under at 11.5 for his parlay. We're glad you jumped in here with us, but we're going to jump out for just a few as we're going to get that hot chocolate going.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Everybody, it is a 9-0 ball game now as Takahashi's got a great lead to work with. And I got to say this, I want to welcome everybody into the stream tonight because you might be here to witness the greatest fighters comeback of all time as they are trailing 9-0 here going to the bottom of the 6th inning. But don't hold your breath on that one either, as this is going to be the top of the order coming up to bat. It's going to be Matsumoto, Imagawa, and Kiyomiya. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Looks like they got a couple of changes for the Lions. We'll have to get you that as we come to bat. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. Moving back underneath it and making the grab is Ito. That is going to retire Matsumoto for the first out of the inning. 1 up and 1 away. 9-0 lead as this game has been blown apart. It is all Lions now in this one. That's going to bring up the right fielder Yuma Imagawa as Imagawa steps to the plate. Officially 0 for 1 in this one. He has flown to left and he has walked. There's a fastball swung on and it is grounded foul over on the third base side, and the count is 0-1 to him. So no balls and 1 strike. Right-hander Takahashi holds to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 1-1. We may have to start shopping around to see if there's going to be yet another ball game that we can look at. Try to pull something up if we have to maybe bounce over and get you to a more competitive one. If I do that, usually I could do that with the MLB. I can kind of ad lib. I don't know if I can do it with the NPB. I've got to have a little bit of preparation. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Imagawa. At the very least, we can check in on the Swallows and the Carp. At least keep everybody up to date on that action a little bit here. Here's the pitch from Takahashi. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into deep right field. We lose sight of it in the corner. If it stays fair, it's trouble. If it goes foul, it's going to be a foul ball, and that's exactly what it is. It drifts a foul. It is still going to be 1 ball and 2 strikes to Imagawa. We're going to see if we can pick up that Carp action. Carp and the Swallows. Looks like Shogo Akiyama at the plate. I don't think we're going to be able to get that particular feed. We'll try to work on getting the Carp and the Swallows so we can watch a little bit of that along here with you. And here's the pitch. Fastball swung on it. It's grounded over to short. It's fielded and thrown to first, and that is going to retire Imagawa for the second out of the inning. It goes as a ground out 6-3 for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 away. It is Takazawa who is come in to take over at the shortstop position. As Kadama's night is done, and that is going to bring up Kitaro Kiyomiya. And if we can't seem to get that, maybe we can get the Giants ball game. There's a first pitch fastball from Takahashi that misses down for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. I think the Giants, it's a 3-2 ball game. I don't know if that's for the Giants or for the Dragons. As we are flipped it over there, and we're taking a quick peek in here. There's a fastball that misses down. It's now 3 balls and no strikes to Kiyomiya. As we said, we'll try to get you updates on some of the stuff. Breathe Deep says, is the weather slowing the games down as there's a fastball that misses outside? Well, certainly not in this game. It's a dome stadium, as it is in Chinichi. The only other spot where there is an outdoor game tonight is in Hiroshima, where the Carp are playing the Swallows. But that shouldn't have any effect on the ball games or the outcomes, as they don't really have any rain going on there last time I looked in. Looks like it's a 3-2 ball game now for the Giants over the Dragons. 4-2 for the Swallows over the Carp. Of course, this one here, it is a 9-0 ball game as the runner at first is Kiyomiya and Naramura steps to the plate. There's a breaking ball swung on it, is grounded softly foul just past the bag at third base. Count is 0-1. Nomura tonight 0 for 2. He is struck out looking. He's grounded to short. His 2 trips to the plate. Don't know where the offense is going to come from the fighters other than from Kiyomiya and Nomura. And there's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Friend Alexander Leggett says that Takahashi's flow is sick. There's a fastball swung on it. Is popped up over on the right side. Racing over is the right fielder. Looks like he's going to have room, and it's going to be Ito making the catch. And that is going to do it. That is going to retire the Fighters here in the 6th inning for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 runner left the board. They've still only got 1 hit through 6. It's not much for the Foxy Hokkaido cheerleaders to dance about in this one, as the home side is down 9-0. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight for Japanese baseball. Welcome back, everybody. We had to get up and get ourselves some more hot chocolate, as this game here is going to have us do anything to keep our eyelids awake here. Looks like there's going to be some substitutions for the Fighters, and as I say, it's going to be when they come to bat, we'll have to catch up on some of that for you. But definitely here in this one, 9-0 ball game, as the Lions have blown it open with 6th in the 6th. Menez is pitching here as he's going to face Kuriyama, Payton, and Suzuki, scheduled to come to bat. And the first pitch is delivered. It's a breaking ball that misses inside to Kuriyama. The count is 1-0. Kuriyama 1 for 3 tonight. He had a single and scored a run his last time up. He's also grounded to first and flown to left. He's raised his average to 105 now on the year. As the lefty Menez ready to deliver. And there's a breaking ball swung on. It's lifted into the seats foul. It counts 1-1. Our friend Alexander Leggett says he's going to be joining me for that hot chocolate. Well, I got to tell you, the hot chocolate that I got, this Carnation, it has little marshmallows in it, and it reminds me of back in the day when you'd get that Captain Crunch. There's a fastball swung on, and it is fouled away, and the count is now 1-2. And you had those little marshmallows, and that was at the Captain Crunch, or was it Count Chocula or something along those lines? The cereal in the morning, and they had these little marshmallows in it. So that's what this hot chocolate reminds me of. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 1-2. So that is what we are looking at tonight. I cringed, as I said before, with these two teams when I was putting together the schedule. And I thought, well, you know what? Maybe we'll run this one and we'll, it could be a decent game or whatever else. As there is a breaking ball that misses down. They appeal to the third base umpire, but they say that Kuriyama didn't go. It's going to keep the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Apparently, that third base umpire has nowhere to go after the game. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is here to Kuriyama. As the lefty Menez delivers, it's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Mark Payton to follow, and then Shohei Suzuki here in the 7th inning. If we have any changes, we will let you know. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. As the left-handed hitting Kuriyama waits on the left-handed offering from Menez, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down. Again, they appeal to the third base umpire, and again, the third base umpire said he didn't go. So that's going to be a leadoff walk here for Kuriyama in the 7th inning, and that's going to bring up the center fielder Mark Payton. At least it's scheduled to bring him up, and Payton on the night has been an RBI presence. He's driven in 3 runs tonight. 2 on a RBI, 2-run RBI double, and 1 his last time up when he had a single. So 2 for 3 tonight for Payton. He has raised his average on the season to 233. Guys, here comes the first offering from Menez. It's a breaking ball that misses down. Nice stop there by the catcher Shimizu. So 1 ball and no strikes to Payton. Payton could use a little bit of a jump start here. Our friend Alex says it's not too late to switch to the Carp Swallow game, even the Giants game. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing that and taking this one down and then running it off over on the other side. As I said, the only problem is I've got to get the lineups here. I got the Carp and the Dragons going, I got the Dragons and the Giants going. There's a breaking ball that misses, and the count is now even at 1-1 to Payton. The problem is I can always ad-lib a major league game. I do need to get the lineups and have that in place and everything so I can rattle off the stuff for that game. Otherwise, it just becomes a diamond surfing exhibition. As there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 2-1. I've been having problems trying to get the Swallow game up. As I say, I was able to get the Giants and the Dragons. I can get that one going, and I do have it going right now, but then I lose track of the chat. Got the Dragons and the Giants going on the B feed, and I've got this A feed of the Lions and the Fighters, as there's a pitch that swung on and fouled away, and the count is 2-2 now to Payton. It's no balls and 2 strikes on the Dragons hitter, because that's how I'd be having to call it. I don't know the numbers or the players as well in the Central League. It's a 1-2 count with 2 gone in the bottom of the 6th inning. Dragons are trailing the Giants 3-2. It's like the Dragon fans are in full voice. As there's a fastball that misses upstairs to Payton, and the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Can do a little check-in here and there on the other game. The problem I was having with the Carp and the Swallows to pull that one up is that the game just seemed like it was like stalling, or at least the feeds I was getting, they were really, really slow and choppy. So here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball. It's taken for a called 3rd strike. And Payton was in the books the 2nd time tonight he's gone down on strikes. He is gone for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, or slated to bring up the left fielder, Shohei Suzuki. As we said, we're going to take a look and see if there's been any type of change in the batting order here, as we keep an eye on the substitutions. But Suzuki is striding to the plate here. So 1 gone. The runner at first is Kuriyama, and the first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Suzuki. Suzuki tonight is 1 for 3. He's got a single. He scored a run. He struck out looking, and he is grounded out in this one here. 214 is the batting average for the left-handed hitting left fielder of the Lions. Here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded softly foul over on the first base side. That's going to run the count now to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. I remember one night, it was a couple of years ago, we were doing the Hawks, I believe, and the Fighters, and it was like a 14 or 15-2 ball game. If I remember right, it was Kazuki Kondo who did the only damage for the Fighters. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is going to remain at 0-2. It's like this one here. Will the Lions score 2 or 3 more runs, and which Fighters players are going to add a couple of runs to the board late? So no balls and 2 strikes it is as Menez holds to the set. Now he kicks and fires. The fastball swung on and is again lifted foul down the left field line. Connor Menez, as I'm watching him pitch here, issue with his command of his pitches. And I can also kind of see why he kind of is what he is right now. He doesn't look like he's got anything that you would consider to be an out pitch. It's like they know everything that he's throwing to the plate is coming. They get a bat on every ball. Here's the 0-2. It's a breaking ball down. The appeal to the third base umpire is not going to get a bat to this ball. The right hand goes up, and that is going to retire Suzuki for the second out of the inning. So 2 away now, and that's going to leave it up to the catcher, Senisuge. We get the overhead view of the replay, and you can see that he certainly went after that pitch. No doubt in the umpire's mind, and no doubt in the minds that he did go around. Our friend Shotgun Shell says, I'm overdue for calling an MLB game. Yeah, I really am. It's been a busy time of the year here so far. There was a breaking ball that is dropped in for a called strike. The count is 0-1, and I was looking to see when I'd be able to squeeze one in as the time just continues to drift away in the month of April. I think last year I did a total of 50 MLB games. As here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side, and the count now is 0-2 to Suge. I was looking at the schedule upcoming, and I think today is if I'm not mistaken, the 14th, but I think I can maybe squeeze one in. I believe on the 20th, it could be the Twins and the Red Sox. But I'm not 100% sure yet. I got a couple of games toward the end of next week. There's a fastball that misses up and away. The count is now 1-2 to Suge. As I mentioned, I'm going to take Wednesday off and head down to Seattle to catch the Mariners and the Brew Crew. And I haven't seen the announced pitching matchup for that one yet, but I have a feeling it's not going to be pretty. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count is going to remain at 1-2. It looks like it could be Marco Gonzalez against Lauer. Probably the 2 pitchers that I would want to see the least from either team. That's on a getaway day. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Suge. As the lefty Menez kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses down. That's going to run the count to 2-2. Once we get into the summertime, I'll be able to run the stuff off during the night. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the lefty holds set. Now he fires. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Suge is retired. Menez strikes out the side after giving up the leadoff walk. As he settles down there to retire them. The final 3 hitters in order is no runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left aboard. We are mercifully through 6.5. We're moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. Your score is 9-0 for the Lions. Hang tight with us, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. We appreciate you all for jumping in here with us tonight. Your score is 9-0, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action after this. It is the Fighters and the Lions. Lions up 9 bagel. We'll be back here with the call at the bottom of inning number 7 in just a couple moments. Welcome back, everybody. Our friend Breathe Deep asked the question, will the other games play later? Nope. 3 games have been rained out. Only the Dragons and the Giants, and then, of course, the Swallows and the Carp are underway. All 3 other games washed out around the NPB. We're ready to get this one back underway, as it is going to be Chusei Manami at the plate, and he swings at a first pitch breaking ball and grounds it foul down the third base line, and the count is quickly 0-1. Manami 0 for 2 in this one tonight, as he bats here against the slants of Takahashi. I had to do a quick little refresh on our board here because I was looking a little bit on the grainy side. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike as Takahashi just missed with a ball on the outside. And then, of course, we do it and we lose our lead. Nice job, guys. So just hang tight with me here, as it is 1 ball and 1 strike to Chusei Manami. And that pitch misses outside, and it is a ball, and the count is 2-1. So here's the 2-1 offering, and it's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow center field. Moving back on it is the second baseman, Tanasaki. He's going to make the grab, and that is going to retire Manami for the first out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. So 1 away. That is going to bring up the shortstop, Daigo Kamikawa-Kabata. There are changes in the outfield as Suzuki has moved into center field. We do have a new right fielder for the Lions. I'll have to get you that as he comes to bat. But there are changes in the order right now. So the right-hander Takahashi now ready to go to work. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball. It's taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Looks like we have a pinch hitter for Kamikawa-Kabata. As the pitch is delivered, it's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It looks like it is Ryota Yachi who is here to pinch hit. Balls and 2 strikes now to Yachi. Yachi is on the season is 2 for 7. On the way, it's a fastball that misses outside. It's a ball, and that runs the count to 1-2. So Kamikawa-Kabata gets the night off, or the rest of the night off. The longtime veteran, former Swallow infielder, making his trade with the Fighters last few years. There's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is 2-2. To Yachi here. Yachi batting from the right side against the right-handed throwing Takahashi. Who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul down the right field line that keeps the count at 2-2. You got to wonder how much life that Takahashi has left. He's got 88 pitches now. So the right-hander works set. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a split finger pitch that misses down and away, and it runs the count to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. As Yachi waits on the right-handed delivery from Takahashi, it's a fastball swung on, and it's lined foul down the right field line. Trying to get caught up a little bit in advance of some of the substitutions. As Taiga Igiyoshi is going to be coming here, and there's a split finger pitch missing down. It's going to be ball 4. Takahashi is upset with himself as he lets Yachi gets aboard. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Tatsuki Mizuno. Well, Mizuno steps to the plate. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out looking, and he has grounded out to second base. His opposite number there is Shuta Tonosaki. This is the time of the night where the lineup card turns into a coloring book. And here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0 to Mizuno. On top of it, we're only in the bottom of the 7th inning, and still a lot of time left for some more runs to be poured on the board. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1 strike to Mizuno. Wasn't quite our idea of the night. Thought maybe we would have a decent ball game on our hands. As here comes the 1-1. It's a fastball swung on, and it is lifted foul down the left field line. It's going to reach the seats, and the count is 1-2. As those other games are starting to move along, it is 3-2, that giant lead in the bottom of the 7th inning against the Dragons. Swallows are leading the Carp 4-2. That's in the top of the 7th. There's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded over to second. They go to second for one. Back to first. It's not going to be in time, and it gets away from the first baseman, but backing up on the play is the catcher. Nice play by the catcher over there to back it up. So that is going to be a fielder's choice. It's going to be 4-6 for the second out of the inning. And Mizuno is going to safely reach first on that fielder's choice. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Yushi Shimizu. Well, for Shimizu tonight, he is 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded out. Still only one hit allowed by the starter Takahashi, and that was a single to go Matsumoto back in the 3rd inning. As he pitches delivered, it's a breaking ball swung on, and it's grounded foul down the third base line. Count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Shimizu waggling the bat. And the right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nothing Lions over the Fighters here in the bottom of the 7th inning. As we said, if the Fighters are able to come back in this one, it'll be the greatest comeback in their history. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2. Lions have played pretty good baseball lately. I say that certainly the other night when the pitcher Imai was able to almost no-hit the Marines. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and tapped foul over on the third base side. Lions with a win tonight will jump a game over 500. Certainly with the Buffaloes out of action, they'll leapfrog them. They'll come to within a half game of the Marines. So here comes the 1-2 offering. As the righty Takahashi delivers, it's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And that is going to do it for Shimizu on the 102nd pitch of the night by Takahashi. I have a feeling his night is going to be over. So no runs, no hits, no errors. And 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 7 complete. Your score, it's the Lions 9 and the Fighters nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with a couple of more innings of more entertainment for all of you here. We'll be right back after this. Friend Alexander Leggett says he's checking out. I don't blame you for missing the greatest comeback in Fighters history. Our friend Caleb Atkins jumps back in and says, wow, the Lions took off, and boy, did they ever. We'll be right back in just a couple moments. 9-0, everybody. The Lions have the lead on the Fighters as we move to the top of the 8th inning. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Welcome back, everybody. It is the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the batting order slated to come to bat for the Lions here in their half of the inning. And it'll be the first baseman. It'll be Ning-Ting Wu coming in to hit his first appearance. He's going to be hitting in the shortstop spot where Kadama was. So Ning-Ting Wu. We also have a relief pitcher coming in for the Fighters. It looks like it's going to be the right-hander Iguchi coming in, as he will be the third pitcher used tonight, and a bunch of changes all the way around. It looks like Ariel Martinez is coming in behind the plate. We also have a change at first, at third, and at short defensively for the Fighters. We'll have to catch up on all those for you here, but Ning-Ting Wu steps to the plate. He's 1 for 7 on the year. Himself a decent World Baseball Classic, but hasn't been able to get himself situated in the lineup here for the Lions. The first pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Wu, Ito, and Hiranuma slated to come to bat for the Lions in their half of the 8th inning. As Wu is waggling the bat, waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Iguchi, who delivers a split finger pitch. It's swung on, it's grounded through the 4-hole into right field. It's going to be a leadoff single here for Wu. That'll bring up the top of the order, and Ito. It's not getting any easier for the Fighters. They still have 6 outs to get. The pitcher Iguchi, who is coming on in relief, this is his 4th appearance of the year. Worked 3 innings. He's allowed 4 hits. He's walked 1, struck out 1, and he's given up 3 runs. So he's got a fluffed up ERA at 9. And with that being said, we've just lost our feed for a moment. So hopefully we can get that back here in just a moment. And if we can't, well, it's 9-0, but maybe we'll give you the action in the other one. So here we go. We got our feed back. By the looks of it, we had a ground ball that looks like it was a 6-4 to 3 double play. Did they turn the back end? And yes, they did. That was a 6-4 3 double play as Ito had grounded into it, and that's going to bring Shota Hiranuma to the plate. Well, Hiranuma, he is officially in this one 1 for 3. He's got a single in 3 trips. He's driven in a run. He's also had a sacrifice bunt. As Iguchi delivers, it's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Ariel Martinez, we haven't seen him behind the plate this year. I've seen him as the designated hitter. As there's a fastball swung on, this ball's belted into deep right center field. Racing back and making the grab is the center fielder, and that is going to do it. And that will end the inning here as Hiranuma hit a deep fly ball for out number 3. Well, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're now moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. Your score, it is the Lions 9 and the Fighters no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments as we are moving to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Welcome back, everybody. I gotta say, it is pretty impressive. The crowd in Tohoku is they are hanging in there. It is still a full house or close to a full house at the stadium. We are enjoying the ball game. What is left of it, you could say, as it is a 9-0 lead, and we are battling with our feeds here. I don't know what it is. Every once in a while, the feed kicks out, and we lose the feed, and next thing you know, we got to try to get it back up again, and that's where we're at right now. We are down on the feed, so we're going to have to try to wait this one out here and see if we can get something back here in a second, as we are battling our feed here tonight, unfortunately. I'll see if we can get that one back up, as we have our B feed ready to be operational. Yeah, we do have our B feed up, so that means that we're ready to resume the action and sort of the B feed. I don't know why we're having our issues. It is going to be slated to come to bat. It'll be Taiga Igyoshi, who has come into the ball game, then Matsumoto, then Imagawa. They'll be the 9-1-2 hitters in the batting order. And it is a new pitcher for the Lions. It is Sato on in relief, as he is going to take over here after Takahashi has done his job for 7 innings. So Sato on in relief, as he's going to face Iyoshi. He steps to the dish. On the season, he is batting 143. He is 1 for 7. And the first pitch from the lefty Sato is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. I was hoping to get an attendance on this one here, but we have seen nothing come across the wire yet. And the 0-1 is on the way. It's a fastball swung on and it's fouled away. And the count is quickly now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Taiga Igyoshi. Slated to hit next is the top of the order, Go Matsumoto. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 1-2. 9-1 for the Lions, 0-1-1 for the Fighters. 1 hit for the Fighters in this one here tonight. Lefty holds set and now delivers. It's a fastball that misses way upstairs, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lefty Sato ready to go work again as he holds to the set position. And now he kicks and he fires. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes as the lefty Sato ready to deliver again. Here's the pitch to Igyoshi. It's a fastball swung on and he fouls it straight back. Keeps the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Matsumoto gets himself set back in, or I should say Igyoshi gets himself set back in, as Matsumoto waits his turn on deck. And here comes the 3-2. As the lefty Sato kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses inside. It's going to be ball 4, leadoff walk. And maybe our premonition is true. Our friend Alexander Leggett has left, and we said it may miss the greatest comeback in Fighters history. The leadoff walk here to Igyoshi is going to bring up the top of the order and Go Matsumoto. Well, for Matsumoto, he is officially 1 for 3 tonight. He's got the only hit for the Fighters in this one, as the crowd is giving him their love. So Matsumoto stands in here batting from the right side. And here comes the first offering from Sato. It's a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Matsumoto raised his batting average up to .237. As he's waiting here on the offering from Sato, who holds set at the belt. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded back to the pitcher. They go to second for one, back to first, and that's going to be a double play. It's going to go as in the books as a 1-6-3 double play, retiring Matsumoto for the second out and getting Igoshi for the first out. That's going to leave the inning all up to Imagawa. So nothing Matsumoto can do here other than slowly walk back to the dugout. It was not the easiest of double plays as Sato, when he fielded the ball, he threw a one-hopper to the shortstop covering. Nice play by the shortstop to pick it out of the dirt. Also to stay with it, avoid the runner coming to second base who ended up ducking out of the way anyway. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It has popped up over on the shallow left center field. Moving over underneath it is the shortstop, and that's going to be caught. That is going to retire Imagawa for the third out of the inning, and that will do it here for the Fighters in their half of the inning. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now moving to the top of the ninth inning. Your score is the Saitama Seibu Lions 9 and the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back with the call of the ninth inning right after this, and appreciate y'all for being with us. Welcome back, everybody. It is slated to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the batting order for the Lions. And what that's going to mean is it's going to be Shuta Tonosaki, then it's going to be Natsuo Takezawa, and then Takumi Kuriyama, if that is indeed who we are going to see here. As Takezawa has come into the game to replace David McKinnon. We also have a new right-hander on the mound. We'll have to get you those specifications in just a moment. As who the righty is going to be. It looks like it is Tamai for the Fighters. As we update our book here. So Tonosaki, Takezawa to come to bat, and Kuriyama. For Tonosaki tonight, he's been hit by a pitch. He's walked. He is grounded to the pitcher, and he is grounded to the shortstop. He's also knocked a run in tonight. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Tonosaki. Balls and 1 strike. As the righty delivers, it's a slow breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is now 0-2 from Mimai. Pitcher number 4 used tonight by the Fighters. I should say Tamai is the pitcher's name, not Imai. There is a breaking ball that misses. The count now is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Tonosaki. And there's a breaking ball waved at and missed. Tonosaki is retired on strikes for the first out of the inning. That is going to bring up the shortstop, or the new shortstop now, Natsuo Take. To go back and hit that one there, it is going to be the new shortstop coming up to bat in Takezawa. As we said, he's hitting in the place of David McKinnon. So here comes the first offering as he kicks and delivers a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. Waiting here on the offering, and the pitch is delivered. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right field. This ball is going to be trouble, and this ball is going to be gone. A home run into the bullpen. A solo shot by Takezawa. That's going to increase the score line to 10-0 for the Lions. Ball was absolutely blistered. He was right on time with the pitch, and he hammers that thing right into the right field bullpen. And the Lions fans continue to cheer, and they continue to pile on the runs. It is now a 10-0 ball game. That is going to bring up the designated hitter, Takumi Kuriyama, to the plate. If we could have had a mercy rule, we would have been mercied them off earlier. The first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Kuriyama. Yama to be followed by Mark Payton here. Actually, it looks like it's Yamanobe who is on deck, and there is a fastball swung on. It is grounded up the middle. Shortstop feels that he throws to first. It's going to retire Kuriyama on a ground out 6-3 for the second out of the inning. That is going to leave it all up to Yamanobe. So we've got Sho Yamanobe coming in here. Is come in as a pinch runner, but he hasn't done anything, at least in terms of plate appearances. So Sho Yamanobe stepping in here for the first time tonight. The first pitch is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. So Sho Yamanobe. He'll be followed by Shohei Suzuki should he find a way on base. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is now 0-2. So 10-0 the Lions have the lead as Tamai has served up that solo shot here to Takezawa to increase the scoreline to 10-0. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and that's going to run the count to 1 ball and no strikes. As the right-hander ready to go back to work. Our friend Caleb says, the Lions came to hit today. They sure did. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lofted into right center field. Moving over underneath it is the center fielder, and it's going to be Agoshi who's going to make the catch and put it away. That will do it here for the third out of the inning. Well, they got a run in the inning on a solo shot by Takezawa. There was 1 hit. There was no errors and nobody left the board. Your score 10-0 as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. It's going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters slated to come to bat. Hang tight, everybody. Our friend Caleb Atkins said he should have put his life savings on the side of a Seibu Lions tonight, and you're probably correct. That would have been probably a good thing. We'll be back in a couple moments.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares. See me right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving here to the bottom of the 9th inning, and scheduled to come to bat will be Kiyomiya, Nomura, and Martinez. We'll see if there's going to be any type of pinch hitters coming up here, but it looks like those will be the ones to enter the ball game. And we'll see how this is going to play out as Martinez had come into catch. And it looks like we have a new right-hander in the ball game for the Seibu Lions. We'll get you that here in just a moment as well. As yet, they are going to the bullpen themselves again. And that is going to look like it is number 29. This is Oyama in the ball game. So Minato Oyama, or Minato Oyama, as he is taking over here. Looks like Shutatono Saki's day is done, as they are going to take him out of the ball game. Well, Oyama on the season, he's pitched in 3 ball games. He's worked 3 innings. He's given up 2 hits, 2 walks. He's given up 1 run. It's been earned. He's got an ERA of 3, but he did have a save this year. He was the 4th pick in the 2022 NPB draft. He was a graduate or a player at Asia University. And here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1 to Kiyomiya. Kiyomiya tonight, 0 for 1 officially. He's walked twice. Still only 1 hit by the fighters in this one, as the pitch is on the way. Slow breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Looking to close it out here. The only thing that is really left is the gambling line, or the betting line, as there's a fastball swung on and tapped foul, and the count now is 1-2 to Kiyomiya. We're still looking for the attendance on this one here tonight, as we're trying to estimate what we were thinking this is going to be. And there the attendance is. It seems like it's a bigger crowd what they've announced. 23,269. As far as I'm concerned, it looked like there was a lot more bodies in the seats than that. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. The other games are in their twilight. In the top of the 9th inning, it's still a 3-2 lead for the Giants over the Dragons. As the 1-2 pitch is on the way. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses inside. Count is now 2-2 to Kiyomiya. 4-3 for the Swallows over the Carp. That is in the top of the 8th inning. And that one, that's where we stand here. And the pitch is on the way. It's a split figure pitch. It misses down. Checking his swing is Kiyomiya, but they say he went around. That is going to retire him for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Yuki Nomura. Are we going to see ourselves a pinch hitter for Nomura? We're going to take a look here. That's exactly what we're going to see. We're going to get ourselves a pinch hitter. This is going to be number 30 coming on for the Fighters, and that's going to be Usami. So this is Shingo Usami stepping to the plate. The first pitch is a fastball that catches the inside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Usami looking for his first hit of the year. He is 0 for 12. And here comes the 1 strike pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. This is the 5th season in a Fighter's uniform for Usami. He began his NPB career with the Yomiuri Giants in 27, 18, and 19. And here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled straight back, and the count now is going to remain at 0-2. On deck is Ariel Martinez, who came on to catch in the 8th inning. I'm back. It looks like we're going to have it here. As this game is about to close out, I can't entertain you any more than this. It's a 10-0 ball game. God is great says someone made a homemade bomb today, and I think threw it toward the prime minister. Well, that would be big news in Japan if that's the case. There was, I believe it was the former prime minister, Abe, was attacked with a homemade gun, and he was shot at. That was crazy. Well, there's two out here. We missed how Usami went down. It's Ariel Martinez now batting, and the first pitch to him is a strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Martinez. Martinez waggling the bat here with 2 gone. As we lost our feed here, there's a fastball that is swung on and missed. The count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Martinez. And they're showing 1-1. So I don't know. Maybe we've got something else going on here a little different. Here comes the offering. It's a fastball, and that misses inside. The count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. Apparently, the first pitch was actually a ball, and the second pitch was the one that he swung on. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Martinez as he bats here. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Ariel Martinez. I have to get back to our feed here. God is great says it's all over the news now. We'll have to take a look at that. That'll be unfortunate. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike. Usually Twitter will have some of that. Certainly politics in Japan is trending. When you look at Twitter, it says I haven't seen anything there. And there's a fastball that just misses. It's going to be ball 4. And there it is. Japan's prime minister evacuated after blasted speech in Wakayama, local media reports. Your friend God is great is absolutely correct. You're looking at the highlights. It looks like they had somebody and wrestled somebody to the ground. Twitter feed, they had somebody attacked. They were able to get the prime minister away, but they had attacked somebody or tackled somebody's Secret Service, and the guards there had attacked somebody and taken them to the ground. Very interesting scenes, that's for sure. There's a first pitch fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Ryota Yachi. Yachi came in the 7th inning, and he drew a walk his first time and only time up. So here's the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So it looked like it was a smoke bomb that was thrown in his direction. So here comes the 1-1 to Yachi. As the kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. It's really, really unfortunate that that happens sometimes in the world, that certainly there is some unrest amongst people. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 3-1. You wonder whatever reasons it would be for their political reasons that they would be that upset that they would want to do something to harm someone. But we see that in all types of countries all over the world. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 3-2. I always remember my grandfather never could understand when the riots were in Detroit, Michigan, and the race riots were taking place, and it was burn, baby, burn. They were burning the city down, but they were burning their own buildings, their own places. There was a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 3-2 to Yachi. Can't really understand what goes through in people's minds. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. This one here is about ready to come to an end. As the right-hander for the Lions holds to the set. Now he delivers. It's a fastball swung on and it's lifted foul down the right field line, and the count remains at 3-2. Once again, hopefully you can enjoy the game tomorrow night with us. Hopefully it will be a more competitive game between the Buffaloes and Marines. We'll be back on at 10 o'clock Pacific and 1 a.m. Eastern. Here comes the 3-2 offering as the right-hander holds set. He now kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is grounded up the middle. Fielded neatly by the shortstop, Takezawa, and he throws to first, and that is going to do it. What a fantastic play to be able to get Yachi to end the ball game. It's a ground out 6-3. And that is going to do it as he has gone for the third out of the inning. Well, no runs in the inning. There were no hits, no errors, and one runner left aboard. Your final score was the Lions 10 and the Fighters nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in 30 seconds to wrap this one up for you here tonight. Our friend Caleb says, have a blessed night. We appreciate you, Caleb, for being here. We'll be right back in 30. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to give you a quick rundown of this game, and then we will give you the out-of-town scoreboard, and we'll call it a night. Well, the final score in this one was 10-0 for the Lions. They scored runs in bunches. In the fourth inning, it was a leadoff single by Ito. He was sacked to second by Hiranuma, and then after Tonosaki was hit by a pitch, David McKinnon brought home the first run of the game with an RBI single. After a ground out by Takumi Kuriyama, up stepped Mark Payton to the plate, and he had a 2-run double down into the left field corner, and that plated Tonosaki and McKinnon. Their score through 4 was 3-0 for the Lions. In the sixth inning, they batted around, did the Lions. They sent 11 men to the plate. They all got going with a leadoff walk to Shida Tonosaki. He was attempted to be picked off first base, and he ended up, the pitcher, Urasawa, threw the ball into the right field corner, advancing Tonosaki to second. After a pop-up by McKinnon for the first out of the inning, that's where it got interesting. A single by Kuriyama, an RBI single by Mark Payton brought in the fourth run of the game. Then a single by Suzuki, an RBI single by Suge, made it 5-0. Then an RBI walk to Ninting Wu made it 6-0. And that was where it stood there after we had a couple of more at-bats. Ito was hit by the pitch, and Hiranuma had a single to knock in a run that made the score 8-0. And then it was a Shida Tonosaki ground out that made the score 9-0. And that is where it stood at the end of 6 innings. The last run was a consolation run, but it was a home run, as it was Takezawa who homered with 1 out in the 9th inning to seal the deal for the Lions. While the Lions ended up with 10 runs on 10 hits and 1 error, and it was no runs, 1 hit, and 1 error. That was your line score for the Fighters. Really quickly, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, as those games are all approaching near the end. The Giants have blown it open at the top of the 6th inning against the Dragons. They have a 6-2 lead. It's in the top of the 9th inning. At the bottom of the 8th inning, the Carp are trailing the Swallows 4-3. And there you go around the rest of the league. All the other games were rained out, and we appreciate everybody who stayed in here with us tonight. Whether it be Caleb God is great, Alexander Leggett, Shotgun Shell. We had Brian DeZera make it in here. We also had others like Steve Rademacher, CV Baseball Card Collector, Eris, and anybody else I missed, I apologize for. Once again, everybody, tomorrow night we'll be back on the airwaves again. Hopefully you can join us. Let's hope that game is going to be a little bit more competitive. It'll be the Buffaloes and the Marines, the second game in that series. Have a great night, everybody.